early. I made these chicken cordon bleu wraps yesterday. Those things are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took these skinless, boneless chicken breasts, laid them out thin, rolled diced onions and cheddar in it, a little bit of sauce I made, then wrapped them up in bacon and grilled them. We got Tim Molina, Richard Ward in here, 351 Cleveland, Country Boy. We're getting everybody in here. Right now we got three, but we're still counting. They're all saying hi to Ladybug.
Good evening, everyone.
Mike Humphrey, hi, how are you doing? Mike Humphrey saying hi. That's a new
Hi,
name in here.
Mike.
Hey Jesse, how are you doing? Outdoors Addiction. So,
Yeah, I got your stickers the
oh, you did?
liked them.
Yeah, everybody's been liking them because they stand out. I don't know why, but if any of you gentlemen or ladies in chat have a question for Tina, feel free to ask in chat, and I will make sure they get answered. Tina, you froze up again.
I'm getting static.
So if anybody has a chat in question for Tina inside, make sure you have put a question mark in front of it, and I will ask her.
I can't hardly hear you.
Say what? Can you hear me?
I'm getting a lot of static on my end.
Hold on a minute, I'll be right back.
Let's see if that I got a couple lines now, so maybe it'll get better. Can you hear me?
Sorry about that. Neighbor came over, brought me some fried chicken. Are you okay?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me, or you can? Can you hear me? Tina? Give her a minute. She's trying to work out bugs. Give us a second. We're trying to see if we can get this figured out real quick. Okay, everybody. Tina the Ladybug is having technical issues, so we're gonna have to reschedule her live, and I will put a link in the description for whoever wants to come up. But this will be a chat on catfishing. No, nothing else. Okay. And while we're at it, while we're waiting for someone to pop up, I will. Hey, Gina. Just to let everybody know, we will reschedule toward another later date. And then between that later date, we will get it figured out where you have a signal and you can do a live show from. But I have posted a link in chat for anybody who wants to pop up and talk catfishing. But until then, I will. If you have any questions about the trash bag tournament, you feel free to ask, and I will answer them. It's okay, Tina. It just have a technical difficulties happen. Do you have internet in your house, Tina? Oh, here we go. We get the man with the plane coming in now. Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. So, how would you fish flooded rivers?
A lot of times, if they're flooded and there's grass or trees along the bank, man, I like to fish in those flooded areas. I like to, especially if there's green grass or anything in there, because it puts off them oxygen. And a lot of times, them feeding catfish will come up in them shallows at night and
feed off the night crawlers.
Well, and all the insects and stuff that are in the grass and stuff. But a lot of people think it's only the small fish that move up into them flooded waters, and it's not.
No.
There are some absolute beasts that come up into that flooded water.
But see, a lot of the rivers I fish have a lot of riprap for about 30 to 60 feet, and some of it's mud, some of it's just riprap or weed. But right now, I can't even fish the Kaskaskia because it's 60 feet out of its bank, and most of it's riprap and mud.
Wow.
And that's where I catch my big cats.
Yeah.
Kaskaskia is known to be a breeding ground and a hatchery for big blues and flatheads.
Yeah. It's still kind of slow.
Huh?
It's still kind of slow here, but the spawn should be over, and they should start moving a lot more.
Well, our spawn is over. It just, a lot of them like to hang out in the current.
Yeah.
And the flatheads, they'll hang out in the deep where, no, Laura, Tina had technical issues, so we're going to have to reschedule and help try to get her to find a place where she has a strong signal. So we'll have to reschedule it, Lori. But like I was saying, if you know anything about the southern part of Illinois and the Kaskaskia River, it runs from Shelbyville all the way down into Carlisle, about maybe 300 miles from Shelbyville, or from the beginning of Kaskaskia all the way down into the Mississippi. And that's nothing but a hatchery.
Yeah.
You won't find any bullheads in there. You'll find very few channel cats in there, and you won't find no bluegills in there whatsoever. If you do, you're lucky. I just don't know how the shad survive in there with that population of cats.
So what's the main bait? With no
Shad,
bluegills and stuff in the river, what's the main bait fish there?
Asian carp.
Shad and Asian carp.
Because those Asian carp, they breed profusely in the Kaskaskia. You can go through there with a motorboat.
Yeah, we don't have them down here.
Be thankful you don't. Because if you go through there with a motorboat at a slow idle, and it's a lot just right home.
We don't have. Yeah, we don't have the Asian carp here. Over the last couple of years, the zebra mussels have moved in. Never had them. This lake built in the 70s. Never had zebra mussels, and they've got introduced into this lake, and they're taking over.
Yeah, but see, if you had big blues, they'll not want to eat them zebra mussels because they love the mussel beds.
Yeah, I see a question. See a question from Amy Payne in chat.
Do you have a favorite fishing story?
Do I have a favorite fishing story I can share? Yeah, I'll share one, Amy. I was probably late teens, early 20s, and we were out fishing, and I hooked into a monster, and I didn't bring the net, and we got this fish up to the boat.
You okay? Oh, we lost him. Thank you, Laurie, for sharing that link.
And I fought this fish for quite some time, and I knew it was big by the size of its head. I didn't know how big it was, but I ended up having to strip my clothes off and jump in the lake and wrestle this fish over the side of this little aluminum V-bottom boat. And I got it in the boat and got back in there, and it was the first fish I caught over 100 pounds, and it weighed 104, and this huge blue cat. And you know, sometimes you forget your net, and it gets interesting trying to get them big ones in. But I wasn't going to just let the fish loose. I had to see how big it was, and so I basically went in and just wrestled it out of the water.
It kind of reminds me of what happened 2 years ago. 2 years before I started a YouTube channel, is one of my. It wasn't the funniest, but it's almost like a weird scenario that happened. I was down the Kaskaskia River where the ripraps were, riprap rocks on the bank, and there's almost like a 35-degree angle. I could step on the big rocks to get down to the water's edge. But I had my 15-foot rod out with a 7-inch sucker on it. I was hoping to try to catch a flathead. And
Yeah.
I left it. I wasn't paying attention to the rod. And you know those big heavy-duty spring rod holders I have, right?
Yeah.
And I had it one of them. I was messing around with the truck, and I looked back, and that rod just laying flat on the ground. Wasn't coming out of the rod holder. All I heard was a drag whistling, so they got my attention. Walked over, picked it up, pulled it back up with both hands to get out of the rod holder. Fought it for about 45 minutes, and a head like this, a mouth like that came out of the water.
Yeah.
83-pound blue, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get it out of the water without the net. I got
Mike Sampson.
I got down to the water's edge, and all I could think of, put my hand all the way down its mouth between its gills and grab the gill plate and pull it out. That was a bad mistake. I got his tail out of the water, and I got slapped so many times in the face it wasn't funny.
Yeah, they got some power.
I lost my eyeglasses 3 times trying to keep them on my face.
Some of the stories fishing, I was with my uncle and his same friend, and we were camping out at the lake, and the boat was running low on fuel, so they ran to the marina, and I just stayed there on the bank fishing this area, and they went and got gas, and were supposed to come back, and they were gone for quite a while, and I see them on the far bank over there. I could see them waving their arms, and I was like, man, what's going on? So this is before cell phones, guys. And
way before cell phones.
Apparently they ran out of gas. So I got in the truck, and I got in my truck, and I have to drive around a couple of miles. And I get on the main highway to where I can pick them up, and I'm driving down the road, and I see them running through this field just as fast as their feet could carry them. And they're hopped this barbed wire fence and rolled out in the bar ditch. They kicked the fuel line off the gas tank when they filled up, and they run out of gas on the way back. They never made it back to where I was or the boat trailer. And so they had to walk out. Well, the particular field that they decided to cross had some young bulls in it, and they got in there, and the bulls got after them, and they were clearing some fences. And it was funny for me to watch. It was not quite as funny for them.
No.
And when they come out and they hit that bar ditch, they were making tracks. And another time, they had that little V-bottom boat out there, and it just had a little 9.9 on it. And the old boats used to have a shear pin in the prop. And he sheared his prop off, sheared his pin. So we swam it back to the bank, and he had a brand new prop and pin there in the boat. So he just went ahead and put that new prop on, and he forgot to put the shear pin in it. We did not know it until he fired it up, and that boat motor started, and that prop took off. It was gone. There was no getting it back. So I've had some comical times out on the water, but I can't say one's my favorite, because anytime you're out fishing with people and you're making memories, to me, they're all special. I love it. I love the camaraderie, the friendship, the fellowship with each other.
Right.
It's just a great experience.
I know a story that was back up in Montana when I was up there for a few years. That's funny. I'll tell you this. A friend of mine crossed this fence, this 3-line fence row, which I told him not to do because I know what was on the other side of the fence. But he wanted to go fish this creek over there that had big trout. He crossed it, didn't pay attention to what I told him. He got maybe 50 feet from that creek, and these 2 big bull buffalo seen him. And it was right in the middle of breeding calving season, which is a big no-no.
Yep.
for bulls, those big buffaloes. They seen him. They they charged him full force before he noticed it. He seen them running, and all of a sudden he just dropped everything and tried to hightail it for that barbed wire fence.
Yep.
He cleared that second row before that bull hit that post on the first two and pinched him between it. But he got out of it, and all I could do was laugh my butt off on that one. Me and everybody else was laughing at how fast he was moving. This guy was 6'4", weighing 300 pounds, and he covered 60 yards in about 7 seconds.
You can do a lot with the proper motivation.
Hey, you got 2 one-ton bull buffaloes chasing you. How fast are you going to move?
See, Chris Usselton made it in. Philip Williams, hey guys.
Hey, Sabrina, how are you doing?
Mike Sampson, Philip Williams, Parker Pursuits. Hey, Miss Sabrina.
That guy never went back in there to get his tackle boxes or his rods, anything.
Yeah. I can't see Chad on my phone. So I pulled it up on my laptop to where I can kind of see Chad.
Hey, Papa T. For you, those of you that are just coming in, Tina Ladybug has had technical issues and she can't get signal where she's at. So we're going to have to reschedule her show for a later date. And when she can get out in the country to do a live, we will do it that way to where she has good signal. But for now, it's just me and Country Boy up here just talking catfishing and sharing stories. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah, I'm really wanting to get in. I need to get me some new rods. The rods I've had for years, and they work, but I'm really looking at retiring them and getting some newer ones. I like the 10 to 12 foot rods because I do a lot of fishing from the bank. All my fishing nowadays is from the bank.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried Okuma rods?
No, I have not. I've heard about them.
I tell you what, you get your 11-foot Okuma rod 2-piece, either bait caster or spinning. I tell you what, you'll launch your weights and line a lot farther.
I've seen the Okuma rods used. Also, I'm a big fan of Steve Douglas, and I've watched him with the Tangling with Catfish rods before he ever made the Monster Rod series. So I've looked at them. There's a lot of them that's got them out there. Like my wife, she fishes with me, but I'm not sure she's going to handle the 12-foot rods because some of the rods I've got here, the 8 and 9 footers, she complains that the rod's too heavy.
See, the Akumas, they come anywhere from 7 foot all the way up to 15 foot or 18 foot. And you can get them in medium heavies to heavy actions.
Yeah, I don't think I'd do the anything over 12. But
you can get them in 7 foot, 9 foot, 10 foot, 11 foot.
I like the 7 foot rods when the fish are up shallow and you can catch them. You don't have to cast them all. But during the summer months, when it's hot and they go to the deep channels and the holes,
right?
A lot of times you need that extra rod length. What I've been doing for the past few years is I would wade out there about waist deep in the water, and then I would cast out and bring my rod back. But I've been wrapped up with cottonmouths and stuff several times, and I'm getting a little smarter in my old age. So that's
why I like the heavy actions, because the medium heavies, I don't have to go wading out there. I can just put the weights on there and just sling it.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot from using medium heavy action rods to heavy action. If I use a heavy action rod, I can put my weights and baits out there as far as I want. It could be anywhere from a 10 foot to 11 foot rod, and I can still sling it.
But I know on my shorter rods, I like the medium heavy. I've never used a medium heavy in a 10 or 12 foot. That's what I'm wanting to get into. The main thing with the circle hook is you don't want the tip too hard and you don't want it too soft. You want a nice action to where when that fish loads that rod up, it'll set the hook. And
See,
but
with my heavy actions, I have a fast action tip,
yeah,
but I like it because it sets the hook by itself. I let them set the circle hook themselves because I go anywhere from an 8-aught circle hook to a 14-aught, depending on the bait and the size of cat I'm going after.
yeah.
And if I'm doing a
I,
14 with a big bait, I have a stinger hook on it with a smaller hook behind it.
I've never used the stinger hooks. I've always had good luck with just a single hook. I've never used a double hook Kentucky rig. Uh, Most of the time down here, these fish are aggressive, and if you've got a good hook, and I love the Uncle Lou's hooks. They've got an extra wide gap, and I don't use anything smaller than an 8-aught. 8-aught is the smallest
Yeah.
hook I have.
That's
Uh,
what I normally use for channel cats. But when I talk about a stinger hook, it's on the same line. There'll be the big
yeah,
hook here, and it goes down to a smaller hook right about here. And you make
yeah,
it as long as you want. So you put one to the gill, to the sinus cavity of the fish, and you take the other one right below in front of the tail and put a hook through there. So if a fish short bites,
yeah.
it goes to the hook.
I've seen them use them on really big baits. I've seen them put the double hook, the stinger hook on it. But most of the time around here, uh, I'll just hook them, and I always tend to hook mine up through the head, uh,
Mm-hmm.
unless I'm using live bait. Now live bait, I'll hook them by the fin, and I've never missed one because you didn't get the bait. Sometimes you may have to feed them line and give them a
Right.
little bit of time to get that complete bait in their mouth. But you
I've
know,
learned one
I
thing up there with these flatheads. They like doing a lot of short bites. So, and that's why I've learned to do a stinger hook up on the Kaskaskia River because they just keep biting just short of that hook and trying to
yep.
pull it off.
When I run into that, instead of doing the stinger hook, I just downsize my bait. I'll
Yeah.
downsize my bait and use the same size hook. And a lot of the time, if you leave it there, they're going to get that hook.
Yeah. That's why I like using suckers for bait. There's 10 and 12-inch suckers because I'll do a stinger hook on them. And
Yeah,
those flatheads to go up there and hit it. And it just, the fight's on. Because those
yeah,
suckers will take a beating. And even if you have one hook on it, and that flatheads keep sucking it in, keep spitting it out, it ain't going to kill it.
yeah.
Those things that take
I
a
like.
beating and the longevity of those suckers, I mean, it'll eventually be the point where that flathead will suck that sucker all the way in and get hooked.
Yeah, uh, flatheads can be very, very finicky, and sometimes you'll get flatheads that are very aggressive. Uh, you know, it all depends on them, and I like using the live bait and stuff. And there's times I've had flatheads that bit so soft and sat there and played with that bait. I would have swore it was a small channel cat pecking at it.
Yeah.
And I've had them actually suck the bait in and just sit there, not actually even try and swim off. They just sit there, and you'll go to reel in to check your bait, and they're there.
Oh, I understand that. But for some reason, these flatheads on this Kaskaskia, they don't bite like they do on the Mississippi. The way I find
Well,
them to
most
bite on Mississippi is more aggressive. But on the Kaskaskia, they're more sneaky about it.
yeah, yeah. Up here on the creeks and the lakes and reservoirs and stuff that I fish, they're a little more aggressive. Uh, when they go after the bait, they'll take it. I like it that way. There's not a whole lot of pecking. They will flat just try and take off with your rod. Good rod holders is a must. You got to have good rod holders. Uh, I use the solid rod holders. I don't use the spring type rod holders that flex and bend. Uh, I use solid pipe and rebarb, and once I drive that into the ground, it's not going anywhere.
Well, the only reason why I didn't like the rebar rod holders because, like I said, with that 83-pound cat, it'll bend the rebar. But with that spring, it'll bend and hold on to that rod. But when you pull it back up, it lets loose, and it'll go back to
Yeah.
regular shape. That rebar won't do that.
No, I never had one bend it yet, because my rod kind of do the work. I haven't had it bend the rebarb, but I know in some places where it's rocky and stuff, you have trouble getting that rebarb in the ground, and But I don't use small rebarb either. On most of mine, it's at least half or 5/8 to 3/4 inch rebarb. So once I keep a hammer with me. I drive them into the ground,
Right.
and once I drive them in there, they're there.
Kelly, I don't think so because most of these Iron Cat challenges are on Fridays, and that's the day I have to work. And right now, my Saturdays are kind of full helping family, so I'm going to try to get some night fishing in when I'm not working on Saturday, helping family. All right, Angel, you have a safe night. Thank you for stopping in.
I'm kind of trying to look at chat and make sure we don't miss any questions. 'Cause
So
I
I've
see
been doing
Jason Lamb come in.
Now, there's a guy that likes to fish for big cats. He don't have a YouTube channel, but
I don't know who.
Jason Lamb?
I don't know anybody that doesn't like to catch big catfish. If you don't like catching them big catfish, there's something wrong.
I mean, he's been sending me pictures of some of the cats he's caught. I tell you what, the smallest one that I think I've seen him land is a 20-pound cat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Hopefully, if everything works out right this year, I'm going to get to do some more traveling. And I want to come up and hit like the Tennessee River. I'd like to hit Kerr Lake there with Art, the One Ton Fishing Club. There's a lot of different waters I'd like to go try. I've got to fish Wheeler Lake one time. I was actually on the Tennessee River right below the Wheeler Dam. And, man, that was phenomenal fishing. You couldn't even get the bait in the water. It wouldn't drop 6 inches, and they'd hammer it. And, it's a tremendous fishery up there. Thanks to regulations and CPR and people starting to take care of these fish, a lot of our fisheries are getting better and better, and they're recovering a lot.
Hello, Dr. Becky. Welcome. If you're new in here, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notifications and a thumbs up, and you'll be notified every time I go live and when I do a fishing video.
Which I'm wanting to get new rods. I'll probably get some new reels. I'm getting my wife to kind of transition over. I'm trying to get her on the bait caster. I want to get her some new rods. I probably won't go ahead and put Abu Garcia's on hers right off the beginning. I may try the Peachy Fun or something like that to where I know she's going to like it and get her used to it, because I don't want to spend, $200 a reel and then her turn around and decide she don't like them.
We got Maurice. We got Dr. Becky. Jason Lamb just came in. Fox Hunter.
Hey, Maurice. There's Bob with Fins and Fines.
Yeah. Whenever he's ready to do a live, I want to have him on as a guest. Maurice Casey.
Maurice has been a great supporter of the catfish community
Oh
for a
yeah.
long time. And, he really does a lot. And I, I, I hope he knows how much we all appreciate him. Because
Oh,
he is,
that night that we have him as a guest, there's gonna be a little bit of a surprise for him.
yeah, he's a great supporter of the community.
But that's gonna be an epic night, having him as a guest.
Chris Usselton, I don't know if I got to say hi to you before, but I see you're in here. I don't want to miss you.
Who's that? Chris
Chris
Husselton?
Usselton? Yeah.
He's an amazing.
The catfish community is growing. Every day we get new people in. And, it's great to see that more and more people are getting into it. We have a lot of people that, want to ask questions. And I'm all about that, because anything I can do to help somebody and get them on fish, man, I am more than excited to help them out. Catfishing's come a long way. Our community's coming a long way. We're seeing more and more of these tournaments and stuff. It's great. It's getting everyone involved. Kids tournaments. It's really, really progressing well.
See, with my channel, I plan on keeping it going outside the box with the way I'm doing it, as far as bringing in new young channels up to be promoted on here. Plus, I want to take it a step farther and bring the female and lady anglers up on here to where they can be known and have themselves a chance to be promoted as a female catfishman angler, crappie angler, bluegill angler, whatever, so they can get known and be seen out here.
Well, and you're starting to see more and more husband and wife teams and women, period, fishing. And it's great to see that. My wife is my best fishing buddy. I would rather go with her and be out there with her than most anybody, because we get to spend that quality time and that bonding time together. And I really, really am excited about all the young people fishing and the women getting involved. And it's great to watch.
Fins and Fines, if you do go down below Alton Dam, go on the Illinois side and come in at the light. And as soon as you come in there, you'll see a biologist center with solar panels. Make that left and go in there and go down into that parking lot and fish there. But I won't be able to fish there Wednesday and Thursday because I have to work.
Yeah, Chris Hustleton, I don't know who's going to have the all-female fishing tournament, but that would be fun to watch.
I heard rumors that it might be the Bullock Experience doing that one.
It'd be fun to watch. The all-female knot tying contest.
It was amazing to watch that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed the knot tying contest. It was great to watch. Big Mike ended up getting it, but when it first started out, I thought Robbie, that little boy's hands were flying. He was tying them knots. He was fast. I thought he was going to get it.
Hey, John Boys Catfishing, welcome.
And the female tournament, Amy, 3+1, Amy ended up winning that one. And
man, Amy's been killing it lately on the tournaments when she gets into them.
Yeah, and then people don't pay attention, but there are kids that are fishing or female anglers fishing that have bigger PBs than a lot of the males that are
Oh
fishing.
yeah,
Uh,
I
so
understand that. That's why I want to get some of the female catfishermen anglers that haven't been on chats and everything. That's just been hanging back in chat and everything. I want to get them up here to where they can be known, be seen, and get to let people know what they can do.
well, and even the ones that don't necessarily fish all the time, if they're supporting their husband and he's got a YouTube channel and stuff, a lot of work goes into that behind the scenes.
Right.
And without the ladies behind us, backing us, and supporting us, it would not be possible.
That's why I was trying to see if Amy was still in chat. Amy Payne.
Yeah, that old saying is true. Behind every successful man, there's a good woman. Uh,
Yeah, because
that is very much
I've got
true.
questions for Amy. Because I know Amy would have been on the boat challenge. I have a funny
Yeah,
feeling that they'd come in first. All right, hurry back, Jason. But that would have been awesome.
I see Ram Diaz in the house. I know Ram makes some of them pole holders similar to what I use. I
Yeah,
think his are made out of aluminum. Uh, but what I'm getting into now is I'm trying to get one that gets up off the ground to where I don't have to bend over as far to get it, to where I can
exactly.
set them up higher. But I
If I could,
love the solid support of those rod holders.
if I could find a spring-loaded rod holder that can come up off the ground, but with a good solid base where they're going to bend when the big catfish bends it, to where it's up
Yeah,
off the ground, maybe a foot or two, to where I don't have to bend over as much, that'd be great. But just trying to come up with that kind of scheme to do it.
yeah. Uh, I like the solid rod holders. I trust them. I have faith in them. I don't do the PVC. I know they're a lot lighter, but that PVC, after a while, it gets brittle. It will crack.
I've taken a brand
Uh,
new PVC out there in the Mississippi and had a flathead crack one from the top all the way down to the bottom while it was still in the mud.
yeah, I don't even like the fiberglass and plastic pole holders on a boat. Uh, they've got them. They sell them. I know they sell a lot of them, but I prefer the monster rod holders or something similar to that. I like the metal. I don't like the plastic. Uh, I want to be able to know that no matter what, my rod is not coming out of that holder.
Exactly. But see, these rod holders I got are specially made to where they're made to hold flags in high winds and not bend and lose the flags. So
Yeah,
when I seen that, I'm like, okay, I'll buy them because if they bend that tight and that pole, grab hold of the base of that pole and not let that flag out of there, that's what I wanted for my catfish rods.
yeah.
So yeah, I'd be happy with that one.
Anyone in chat got any questions?
Feel free to ask and let us know. We'll be out of 17 YouTube notifications in the last hour. Wow, Chris. You sound like my phone going off every 1.3 seconds.
Yeah, I've got so many people that I watch and follow. Uh, that's like even going in and trying to post links. It takes me a while to get through all my links to where I can find the right ones because after you get so many, you go through one alphabetical list, and then it starts another alphabetical list after that one because I've got so many, and it sometimes it takes me a minute to find them.
Kelly,
But
thank you for posting that challenge up for the trash bag challenge.
yeah,
That one
see,
is near and dear to my heart and a few other people's hearts that gave me the idea to do it because it first originally started with yakking with Sarah. If anybody know who's that was a lady that was doing live talk shows a year and a half ago before I started, but she had to quit. And she was doing the trash bag challenge as well. But now that she's been messaged and let know that I wanted to pick it up and take it over, she said, gave me her blessings to do it.
yeah,
So
I see.
with this trash bag challenge, my goal is to see this keep continuing on every month. But I like to see people in their own states start coming up with a challenge on themselves for the trash and tires and whatever else they see in their state to keep carrying it on from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast and
Yeah,
overseas as well.
I see. Ram Diaz commented. He said, "I use PVC conduit and it doesn't get brittle."
I use PVC heavy scheduled 40, and I've had a big cap snap it right from the top all the way through the bottom in the mud, and you could hear it crack like lightning.
Yeah, that trash bag challenge, I like it too. We always carry a box of trash bags in the vehicle
Mm-hmm.
because you get a lot of people that go out there and camp overnight and they're leaving beer cans, beer bottles, trash everywhere. So a lot of the places I fish, I'm constantly cleaning them up.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
from for this month, you take all your trash bags, weigh them, keep your total scale, keep your scale handy, and get them on picture. And at the end of the month, you send me the total scale weight of all the trash you collected, and email it to me with the picture of the weights. I mean, the trash, and I will figure out who the winner is, and they will get a $25 Amazon gift card.
yeah, and that's great
And
for any fishery.
and
We really got to clean up our
outdoors,
fisheries and take care of them.
One to be outdoors messaged me and said that he will toss in another gift card for either first or second place.
Yeah, because I mean it's really important, guys. We got to keep our waterways and stuff clean. We need to start educating people. Uh, these guys got to quit doing this. They need to start cracking down. I
But
wish
see,
we had more. I wish we had more lake rangers and stuff out there that can
right.
patrol them. And
If you seen my second video to the trash bag challenge update, it goes into more of what I my goals are is to let the show Fish and Wildlife, to show the conservation officers, to show I can't remember that other one. It always throws me off. Corps of Engineers.
yeah,
That there's a group of people out here that's picking up the trash and willing to pick it up and trash bag it and trying to make it look nicer.
yep,
It's but I want to make it citywide, every city from coast to coast,
yep,
and everybody involved, and raise awareness to it.
yep. Well, it's about time for me to eat dinner, Abbott. I'm gonna have to get off of here before I get skinned.
No problem. I can. You have a good night, and if you want to come back up after you're done eating, I'll probably be alive.
All right.
So I'll talk to you later.
All right. Thanks, Abbott.
You're welcome. Yeah, I wish I had that case too, Jason. Now I posted a link in chat for anybody who wants to come up and talk catfishing or keep it catfishing related. Well, I'm not talking about what they do, Dr. Becky. I'm talking about what we can do as a catfish family on the lakes and rivers. Polar Bear, welcome. How are you doing, bud? I seen your live stream. That was a great one that you did. Well, Kelly, there's a link in chat if you want to come on. Well, that's another good reason to get out there and start picking up trash. I was hoping Amy Payne was still in chat. So, everybody have any questions? Hey, Ram, click on the link and come up and let's talk about your bait and tackle shop you have in Antonio, Texas. Oh, here's a man of the hour. How do
What's
you
up?
like it in Bigfoot territory?
I love it.
So, what do you think of the Bigfoot? I mean, the trash bag challenge.
I think it's awesome.
I did 2 videos on that, and I did the update one because the update one is one where I'd like to see that thing go.
Yeah.
And to me, it's because I've seen a lot of videos out, especially YouTube videos of people fishing the banks and bringing the boats in and seeing trash and saying, this is just bad. Someone needs to do something about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's all of our things. We all have to do something about it. So now it's time for us to step up and show the community that there's a group of fishermen out here that will be willing to do something about it. Hey, Creole Catfishing.
Yeah. What's up, Creo?
Hillary Clinton's in the house.
I did not vote for her.
I didn't vote for her, but her name's in chat.
Oh, I know. I saw that. I think she's part of that group that's I'm with Angel Hawk and Dr. Becky and Raleigh's vlogs. I think they're all in that little group that we're all in.
Oh, cool.
So,
what is that group?
it's just a little group that they started joining one of my shows, and we're all starting to get hooked up on the app called Discord. It's basically just like a chat, and we're all just kind of like a little vlog kind of thing. So,
what do you guys talk about?
All kinds of stuff. Dr. Becky actually makes lures. She's making me a couple goldfish-looking lures. They look just like goldfish.
That would be awesome to see how she does that one.
Yeah. So she's making a couple of those right now. So
if she could do a video on that, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Hey, Creole, how you doing, bud? But
That's
that's
Frontier
something,
Survival.
huh?
There's Frontier Survival.
Hey, Frontier, how you doing?
I don't know if you can see this, but I'm gonna see if I can't. I'm gonna see if I can't change the camera around here. Hold on a second. Let me switch it. I'll show you where I'm at right now.
Gina, when you can get out in the, oh, wow.
That's where I'm at right now.
You're on a farm.
Yep. Yeah, we've got about 40 something head of sheep.
Range maggots. That's what they call them in Montana.
Yeah.
Range maggots. Because
Yeah.
if you're not careful, they'll eat the roots and all of the grass.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm on the farm right now.
Hey, Creole, if you want to pop up, there's a link in chat, too. So we're just keeping it all catfishing and stuff like that.
Hey, Tina, don't worry about it. Hey, you'll eventually get the signal somewhere. Get back on
Yeah,
here.
she wanted to go out into the country where she could get signal, but she had to watch her son's kids. So,
Yeah. What's up, Uncle Jeep?
hey, Heath, how you doing? Uncle Jeep, your stickers are in the mail.
I love my stickers. I've got them on. I've got to put them on the truck. I've got them actually inside the truck right now.
Uncle Jeep won his off the Iron Cat challenge.
Oh, cool! And got one of the giveaways.
Yeah, and one of the giveaways, one of my big cat hunter stickers.
Oh, cool! That's awesome.
Would you believe I got several emails asking about them?
Oh, nice, nice.
I'm like, there ain't nothing special about them to me. They go, we like them because they pop out and they bling. I'm like, huh?
Uncle Jeep just said he's rebuilding reels at the moment.
Wow. Hey, Maurice, she wants one of Creole's hats. I haven't even got a hat from him yet. Let alone a sticker.
Creo, don't forget that you got that shirt coming to you. Should be there about the 17th. He's got one of my new merch shirts.
Oh, wow.
Which actually I'm wearing it right now. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah, I see it. That's the same one that you wore the other day.
Yep. I just got them, and then I've got stickers starting to be made, and we've got hand towels to wipe your slimy hands on. So.
Oh, you got the rags now too? The towels?
Yeah, I got they're 16 by 16 hand towels.
Do they have the clip in the corner where you can clip them to your belt?
No, they don't. But they'll have the logo on stuff on them.
Hey, Amy, I'm going to post a link in chat. Pop up in here.
Yeah, I got to ask Amy something while she's on here.
Why?
And Tina, too, if she wants.
Tina, you're going to have to ask Tina and check. Is her signal like that?
Yeah. Hey, Tina, August 3rd, I am going to do a all-women's tackle talk.
Now, am I correct that you're going to be doing, all women's catfishing tournament? Or is that someone else?
Who?
You.
No, I'm not doing an all-women's tournament.
Then who is?
No, I'm bringing on all the women, Sharina, Telly, and hopefully Amy and Tina and Bex and whoever else. We're going to do a show on my channel, the What's in Your Tackle, where it's going to do all women anglers at the same time. So we're just going to have a big panel of all women anglers.
Hello, little CC. JNS Outdoors. if my nephew is in here watching this tonight, thank you. And thank you for your support. Thank you for watching.
John Boys, J and S, what's going on? There's there's little CC. Yep.
That's what I'm trying to figure out who that is.
Okay.
That's a new name.
Oh, there's Trey. There's my buddy fishing partner Trey from Fish Mac.
But if you're new in here, please hit the subscribe and the bell notifications and the thumbs up. So, that was a goat, that sheep.
That's sheep.
I thought you did that for a minute.
No, that's one of the little ones.
Yeah, looking for the mommy. So, what would be one of your funniest fishing stories?
Oh, one of my funnest ones?
Funniest? Yeah.
Oh, Trey knows this one. And he didn't get it on video. I fell in the water last Sunday while we were creek wading.
Lead us into that one.
Oh, we were walking down the creek. Me and him went fishing Sunday together. He came up from Tennessee, drove 3 hours to go creek fishing with me. We fished for 6 hours, but while we were walking, we were sitting there talking and stuff, chatting up. And if you watch my creek ones, I kind of walk sideways a little bit sometimes. Well, when I did that, I lost footing and went straight into the water. Above my waders, everything, got my shirt, my pants, everything soaked, except for my socks. My socks were the only thing that didn't get wet.
Can I ask you this one question?
Yeah.
Did you watch too many of Green Machine's videos where he went overboard in his boat and kayak?
Yes.
So that's where that came from.
Yep, pretty much. No, that the rocks down there that we were fishing on are covered in that slick moss underneath the water. And
I just had to poke fun at it.
Oh, I know you did.
Fish Mac wants to know where are you fishing?
What, this next time?
Yeah.
I'm not fishing anywhere. I'm on the farm.
Chrissy Brown says, "Oh man, I missed it."
I'm on the farm. Oh, here we go. Let me see. I'm on the farm.
He's out there with his sheep.
Yep. About 40 plus of them.
That's enough to raise havoc on an acre of grass.
They've got about 7. They got about 7 acres.
Yeah, but if they all stick on 1 acre of grass, they can really.
Oh yeah, they're good. Oh yeah, this grass grows back quick.
So, what do you think of those Uncle Lyle's jigs when you seen them?
Oh, I loved them. Loved them. I wish I didn't lose that parrot one. That sucked.
Yeah, I know that sucked, but you know where it's at. So when the water's down, you can go find it.
Yep. Hey, I did get a new popper.
The popper, topwater popper.
Yeah, I did get a new one. So hey, out of it. So, but yeah, I'll go back once that water starts going down, and I'll get that one out of there.
Oh yeah, Chris Mack says that explains it.
Explains what?
Who has sheep in the creek with them?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, Chrissy, you missed it. Yeah. But we were just videotaping that day. We wasn't live or nothing on that one. But yeah. But the cool thing was me and Trey were having to climb through that all that fallen trees and stuff, trying to climb through it on that video. Now that was fun. See if I can get a close. I'm gonna see if I can get a close up of them.
This is gonna be
what?
This is gonna be a good night.
Wow, what's going on?
Someone's gonna pop up here.
Oh, uh-oh.
It's going to be a surprise.
Ooh.
Well, Papa T, right now, I'm waiting for a couple orders to come in. And soon as I get them in, you can message me on Facebook, and I will let you know how I can get a hold of one. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a new guest on here tonight.
Except for me.
Besides you,
Yeah, besides me.
this person is an amazing person. I have seen them in knot tying contests, and they did really well. And hopefully, this person will be in one of Kelly's "What's in Your Tackle Boxes."
Yep. I think I know who you're talking about.
Who? Give me the first letter of the first name.
Amy.
I said first letter.
I just gave you the name.
I know.
Hey.
Hey, you'll have to find out now, won't you?
Yep.
But if this is the person that you think it is, it'd be worth it.
Oh yeah, it would.
3 + 1, they're amazing people.
Oh, there they are. Larry's awesome. Amy's awesome.
They're all
Cody's awesome. Oh yeah.
The little boy, he's just anxious to reel in the fish. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, he was bait fishing that one time I saw him. He's wanting to pull that bobber in before it even went underwater. He's sit there and watch it just tap on the water, and he's like, "I'm gonna pull it in now."
Oh yeah.
I guess it'd probably be better if I went landscape, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be better.
All right.
Fish Mac says I'm cracking up every time I hear those sheep. Who
yeah, I'm like right on top of him. I'm sitting right on top of him. So,
guess what? You ready for this guest?
Let's go. Bring her on.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's up, Amy?
What's up, Amy?
How are y'all doing tonight?
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's what I say. Put me at the bottom. She's the honored guest. She needs to be up on top.
Yeah, she's the honored guest.
No.
She's special.
I'll put it this way: she's a special guest.
Short special. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. So, what are y'all doing tonight?
We're trying to get to know everybody and chat.
Awesome.
Yep. And I'm just hanging out. I'm hanging out with the sheep.
He's trying to keep the sheep between him and Bigfoot, and that ain't working.
Yep. I'm just hanging out with the sheep.
Oh, sheep pretty. I like the sheep.
We were talking a while back about how you did in the knot tying tournament.
Uh-huh.
How did you know those knots beforehand without tying them so much?
Okay, so I've got to be completely honest with y'all. The no knot snail is probably the first time I'd ever tied it. The cinch knot is really the only knot that I knew before the competition. And when I signed up for the competition, Kevin had sent us videos on what the knots were. He'd give us all the information. And so I just practiced it a couple of times. So actually, out of the 3 knots that we had to tie, I had only really tied one of them before. So.
Yeah, and how many times you practiced it? What, 2 or 3 times?
Not many. So we had went to. I'm such a slacker, y'all. I'm a 11th hour planner. Everything I do, I shoot from the hip. And so we had went to the Catfish Conference in Pigeon Forge. And on our last day, we had rode up to Cason's Cove, and on the way back down to Pigeon Forge, I had a string in the car, and I practiced it a couple of times driving down the road. And then I put it up. We didn't get home till late that evening. We had about an hour before we went live, so I never got an opportunity to practice again. Hey, I'll be honest with y'all. It was beginner's luck. It was.
So which one is your favorite knot?
That did not look like a beginner. That looked like something that has had it over 1,000 times. I mean, you were quick.
I was so nervous too.
It didn't look like it.
I was nervous.
I mean, you had that look of determination on it. Just.
I mean, I didn't say I wasn't trying. I'm competitive, but I did
watching you Taylor's knots. I mean, it was like watching Robbie in the men's knot tying tournament.
Oh yeah.
Well,
not just you, Amy. It was also Paul Meadows' wife too. I mean,
Anna was right behind me, and hey, we got to give Missy some props too.
Yeah, hey Missy.
Yeah,
all the ladies that were in there, they were giving that knot tying tournament a run for its money.
Yeah,
Kevin's wife, she's right on your heels.
She was.
I like to be able to see the top 3 winners from both men's and women go head to head and see.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
From the rig tying competition.
Yeah, but the knot tying competition.
Doing the knot tying.
The 3 top women and the 3 top men head to head.
Hey, I'd be down for that.
Because honestly, in my opinion, I think with you and Missy and Anna, you all had some of the fastest times tying some of these than some of the guys did.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you beat some of the guys as fastest times in tying.
Yeah.
Hey, I'd give it a try. I'd try.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh, you need to make that happen, Avid.
I think I can put that bug in Kevin's ear.
Yep.
I think we all can.
Oh yeah.
So, if you were to do a boat challenge, a fishing from the boat challenge, like an ironclad, could you do it?
I could do it. Yeah, I could do it.
With you, who would you have for a teammate if you had a choice?
So if I was going to be my husband.
Well, I know.
I mean, you could have another female boat angel, or you could have your husband, or you could have your son.
Start getting recorded.
My first choice would be my husband. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So would you still be fishing the same spots or a different spot? Your choice.
I have got a couple of favorite spots that I like to fish. That's not. He'll fish them when I'm with him, but here's the thing: they don't get good reception, and so whenever we fish it, we have to video. But like I said, it's not really his favorite spot. He's got his favorite spots. I got my favorite spots. But if it was a competition with just him and me, it would be my favorite spots because what I say, he would let me pick my spots from there. So
now, have you thought about entering the couples tournament on Chad's couples tournament this fall?
So Larry B talked to me about that, and I think we're going to.
I'd love to see.
He already signed us up. Larry B said he'd already signed us up. So yeah.
That would be something to see.
It sounds like a lot of fun. I think we'll like it.
I think because I know behind every good man is a good female fishing angler.
I don't know about that. I keep him fed well. That's about all the credit I can take. But hey, we've been doing it for a long time.
I'm sure you've had your PBs and blues and the blues channels and stuff like that. So
I have. Actually, our very first YouTube video has 2 of my personal best on it. So, and I haven't beat them since then. So,
I've seen your videos on your page, and I got to commend you that you're doing an awesome job with them.
Oh, my personal page?
Yeah, your personal YouTube page.
Yeah. So I just started that. I probably, in all honesty, probably pulled the trigger on it a little quick. I had intentions of doing a weekly webcast and hit a very busy season shortly after I did that with, just our personal lives and then with work as well. And just haven't been able to dedicate the time that I originally wanted to. Do plan on getting back to that. But with COVID opening, see that channel and that vision was kind of birthed out of COVID. I travel a lot sharing my testimony and speaking in recovery groups and recovery meetings. And of course, COVID kind of shut that down. So I haven't been able to go to treatment facilities or go into jails. And so starting to open back up now, and I'm starting to get those invitations again. So I don't know that I'll be able to get weekly videos out, but I do plan on getting more content put in that at least monthly. So,
well, as you can see, Ernie got put in the doghouse. He's not picking any more spots for the tournaments for a while because they didn't do well in the last tournament. And Chrissy's saying, "Nope, you're not picking no more tournaments."
Yeah.
So, what would be your if you had the choice of live baits? Which would be your go-to bait?
Live bait?
Live bait, cut bait, chicken, whatever.
I would say probably bluegill. We use a lot of cut bait bluegill here where we're at. So if I had my choice, it would be bluegill. I love to pan fish though. So I use mealworms when I pan fish. That's my favorite there. Red ear, oh my gosh, I love to get a mess of red ear and fill the live well with them, bring them home and flay them up and cook them. That's my favorite fish. But if I'm fishing for catfish, I would say my favorite bait would be cut bait bluegill. And if I'm fishing for panfish, it'd be mealworms.
If you guys have any questions for Amy in chat, please feel free to ask.
Yeah.
So what would be your do you have a specific catfish rod that you use, or is it something that you share with your husband?
Hey, so look, I just won at the Catfish Conference a Patriot rod, and then in the knot time competition, I won the Chaos, the Pissy Fun Chaos 50, and so of course that rod's going to be near and dear to my heart, right? But if I'm going to be honest with y'all, my most favorite rod, Larry B bought me for, I don't know, I think maybe Mother's Day, like 2 years ago. It was like a $30 or $40 combo from Gander Mountain. And I have caught more catfish on that little rod than any other rod. And I'm telling you, we can have 6 rods throughout in the lake, and that's my go-to. And I can have that one thrown out, and I promise you, it seems to always catch a first fish, and I don't ever get skunked with it. If I've got it in the water, I don't get skunked with it.
Now, do you have that tied with a Carolina rig or a Texas rig?
Usually fish. I just fish straight bottom, Carolina rig.
Okay.
If not suspended.
Okay, Kirill has a question for you. Amy, do y'all prefer to fish rivers or lakes for catfish, and why?
Okay, so for big fish, and when I'm fishing with my husband, it's lakes. But if it's just me by myself and I'm home and I got some extra time and I just want to go fishing on my own, there is where the dam channels out into the river. I love fishing the river. It's just my spot. It's peaceful. It's beautiful. I get a lot of action out of the river in that spot. And so I'd say if it's just me fishing alone, I prefer the river. If we're fishing as a family, or if I'm fishing with Larry B, then it's probably fishing the lake.
Now, when you fish that river by yourself,
Uh-huh.
how big are the cats in that river that you have caught?
That's the thing. I've probably not caught a cat over 10 pounds in that river. Now that doesn't mean they're not there. Usually when I go, my tackle, I don't set my tackle up to catch big catfish, because I'm going just to catch 3, 4, 5 pound catfish, because I know I can catch them one right after another. I'm going for action, right? I'm not going for size. I'm going for quantity.
You go for quantity.
Right. But there's huge catfish in there. I've seen people pull big ones out, 80, 90 pounders.
Wow.
That's just not what I fish for when I go.
No. But you never know when you're going to hook one.
Right.
Because you know those big cats.
Right.
They don't always need big bait. They can hit a small bait.
You're absolutely right.
And I fish for big cats, so I know.
Yes, you do, man.
My 80-pound cat was on a 6/0 circle hook.
That's crazy.
With a 5-inch bluegill on it.
That's crazy.
All right. Solo Texan asks, Amy, what is your favorite type of food to take when you go fishing / camping?
Oh, so now y'all are going to talk my love language. I love to eat. I love to cook, and I love to eat. Probably my favorite food to take camping is when our boys were little, we used to go to the river, and that was our camping spot. We couldn't afford to go pay somebody to camp, so we just go down the river and camp. We build a little campfire, and we just take all different kinds of vegetables and steak or chicken or just whatever we had in the refrigerator, just an aluminum foil pouch, and throw it on the grill and cook it up. That's my favorite. Just throw anything and everything you got in it and just cook it up. And then, you can't beat a hot dog on a stick neither.
Yeah, can I get a mod in chat to please post Amy's channel and help her grow?
Oh, well, thank you.
So, you love food. You love eating food.
Yes.
What's your favorite dish you love to cook?
Probably
in the stove or on the smoker or on the grill.
Well, I'm a kitchen cooker. I usually leave the smoker and the grill to Larry. Although we did purchase a flat grill, Blackstone, last year, and I'm pretty handy on it when it comes to some stir fry. But I can cook anything. We used to own a restaurant for a couple of years, back about 10 years ago. And that's one of the few things I'm kind of good at, is cooking. And but if I had my favorite meal, it would probably be Parmesan crusted chicken. Yeah.
Chris Muselton asks, hobo meal. Do you know what that is?
A hobo meal? Yeah, I know what a hobo meal is.
Ooh. Not too many people understand a hobo meal.
Yeah, I know what a hobo meal is.
What's your best version of a hobo meal for camping?
I don't know. Hot dog
that you like. It could be any kind of a hobo meal that you like to throw together and put in the boil and cook.
I don't know. Probably a hobo meal for me would just be throwing something in a pot. Would probably just be some sausage and some onions and just boiling it, and yeah.
Thank you, Creole.
Yeah,
now,
thank you.
For as a hobo meal, is what I was thinking of is like making a aluminum foil bowl and tossing in some chunks of brisket or pork and adding some vegetables to it, some seasonings, and a little bit of sauce, and just rolling it back up and tossing it in the fire and let it cook for a few minutes. and just keep rolling them over, pull them
I
out.
thought you said pot. Well, that's what I thought a hobo meal was at first. Yeah, that was just the aluminum foil pouch. Anything I got, as far as my favorite, would probably just be chopped up sausage with peppers and onions, and maybe throw some corn in there. And but again, like I said, you can't go wrong. I really don't have any favorite. If it's food and it's edible, I like it.
Yeah, but you do something like that and put it on top of a grate over a fire in aluminum foil, like Chris says, little red potatoes, onions, chicken or steak or whatever in foil, and you put your seasonings in there, a little bit of oil in there to where it don't burn,
Right.
and you can add your sauce on top of it and just seal it up, leave it on there, and just roll it over every so often. Boy, that's some good eating.
Oh, it sounds good. Well, I was actually sitting on the couch earlier this afternoon doing some work, and y'all were all in Sharina and Thomas's live stream, and Larry B had it pulled up, and I heard y'all chatting and talking, and somebody said something about salmon patties, and I was like, oh, that's it. I got to quit working for a minute. I got to jump in. They're talking food now, so.
Now, like Fishback says, Trey, you can even cook that hobo meal on your car manifold when you're driving down the road.
I'd say you probably could, yeah.
You know, you can, because it's only the heat of the engine that's cooking it through the foil. So
well, that's getting crafty.
And to go back to the salmon, I use my smoker a lot for smoking salmon, crappie, which I haven't did a crappie video on smoking them yet. But I'm going to start doing some more videos for smoking fish on there too.
Yeah, so you're going to have to share at a later time, share your salmon recipe with me, your smoked salmon, because
Do you like candied salmon?
I've tried it. I've tried to do it a couple of times, and it's just not my favorite. I mean, I can eat it, but it's not my favorite.
How do you do your salmon?
I've done it with a sweet glaze before, and
Now, do you buy your sweet glaze or do you make it?
I've done both.
Do you use wine or what? What do you use for liquid for your base?
Well, I've not cooked it enough to really have a liquid that I use.
I mean, what have you tried for
or in applesauce and salt or apple juice. I said applesauce.
I don't know if you drink wine or anything.
Huh?
I don't know if you drink wine or anything, but get a little bottle of like a pink Chardonnay
Mm-hmm.
and pour about maybe a cup of that in with some brown sugar and maybe molasses, a little bit of garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, and mix it in real good.
Okay.
And add some brown sugar to it and mix it into where it comes in so much like a, not real thick, but almost like a creamy, to where when you pull it out, it looks like honey coming off a spoon.
Yeah.
Then as your salmon patty's cooking on the grill, baste it with it. Let it caramelize and come back and baste it over it again.
Okay, I'll try that.
And I tell you what, that will be that's a heck of a candied salmon.
Is it better than salmon patties?
It's a lot better than salmon patty.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'll have to try it then.
I tell you what, you take a full fillet, a large salmon fillet, put it on the smoker and have a good like hickory applewood in the offset smoker cooking, and you let it smoke and get some of that smoke flavor into the meat. Then you go over with that glaze I just gave you. Boy,
I'll have to try that. Look, Chris said keep saying salmon patties.
hey, I tell you what, you eat that salmon that way. I killed an 8-pound fillet in less than 5 minutes after cooking it from that way.
Really? It must be good then. It must be good.
I tell you what, I didn't think that candied salmon was going to come out that way that good. I did the garlic and herb salmon, just with using real butter with no salt in it.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to room temperature, putting garlic, onion, and black pepper in it. and some herbs that was fresh out of the garden, like thyme, oregano, rosemary, and just dicing it up real fine and mix it in with it. And basted it over the salmon as they're smoking. Boy, that was good.
It sounds good. It sounds good. Y'all making me hungry.
But see, I don't use salt in my seasonings.
What?
I don't use salt.
Oh my gosh.
And that food comes out perfect.
Okay. I'll have to take your word for it.
You see, your meats that you get out of the store have a ton of salt already in it.
Oh, gotcha.
So why add more salt to it when there's already salt in it?
Yeah. I get that.
Salmon patties and fried taters and cornbread.
Oh, and some macaroni and tomatoes. Then you got the perfect meal.
But see, a good thing is with the last recipe I gave you, you can take this salmon. If you ever had salmon dip or know how to make it, you can take the salmon and chunk it up, put it in with some mayonnaise and your horseradish sauce and your diced pickles, and mix it up and put on your chips or your crackers and eat it that way.
Oh, that sounds good.
That salmon dip comes out good.
Sounds good.
Whole alligator gar stuffed with onions, bell peppers, and garlic, wrapped and put on a large barbecue pit. Now that's a Creole. You give me ideas for that one. But I won't do a whole gar. But I'll take the fillets out, and I can stuff them and wrap them with bacon and cook them over in a smoker.
Sounds good. Sounds
good. Send me a message, Kelly.
Kelly's back in, or Kelly's back home. He said he's ready to get back in. Oh, I see Miss Chrissy. Hey, Miss Chrissy, how you doing? And David, what's up, David?
Yeah, Miss Chrissy put her Ernie in the doghouse.
Uh-oh.
She ain't fishing those mud holes again or fishing spots the last tournament. You don't get the right to
Poor Ernie.
Hey, Creole, me and you think alike when it comes to those kind of fishing.
Creole said it'll change your life. Hey, I guess I'll have to try that out too.
Alligator gar?
I've never had gar, ever.
See, here's the thing about alligator gar. That meat is not bad meat. People think just because it's a predator and eats other fish, it's going to be nasty meat. It isn't. You flay it out, you get all that meat off the back, all the way down, and you clean it up. It's white, it's flaky, and it don't taste bad whatsoever.
I'll have to try that.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I guess you got confused with me sitting there doing this right here the whole time.
The bobblehead?
Yeah, I was doing bobblehead all the way home. I was like, yeah, I'm getting ready to lose service and I'm going home. I was like, yeah, I'll just pop out for a second and come back in. But I don't know if you answered the question or not, by Amy, but of all the, I know we're going to go back to where I left off. Of all the knots that you've done so far, what was your favorite one now to use?
I don't probably know.
We're getting a double echo somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me check. I may have something open still.
Yeah, but what is your favorite knot out of that? Amy?
You still getting feedback on me?
Oh, I'm thinking, yeah.
Okay, let me go get my earphones. That's what it is. It's my earphones.
Thank you. When you that you like your guys so much.
Now I like. Oh, I'm getting bad.
Yeah, you can earphones.
That's okay.
Now, better?
Hello. Oh, much better. Yeah.
Much better? All right, cool. Yeah, I had another big sip. Very good to put the old hearing aid in.
Got it.
Yeah, Evan, I got new headphones for our live creek fishing now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Oh, those are nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just got them Friday. Yeah, Friday night.
What'd they cost you, if you don't mind me asking? 0.
He
Where'd
said
you-
330.
Where'd you get them?
I got secrets. I got a hookup.
I need a set.
I don't know if you heard that old. I don't know if you heard that old song or not. It says, "Holler if you hear me. I got the hookup."
Right. So, Amy, what was that answer to that favorite nuts?
She said, "Snail knot."
Yeah. The no.
Snail.
Yeah.
The no knot. Snail.
I really liked it. Mm-hmm.
Well, I will say that no knot snell, the more you pull on it, the tighter it gets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now with the
Especially
pair,
if you get hung up. If you get hung up and pull on it, oh man, you talking about the tightest knot you can ever get. It's almost unbreakable.
You ain't gonna break that nut.
No.
That knot will get so tight it'll break that hook. Right there at the eyelet. Huh?
I said bye, Fish Mac.
5 Mac.
See it, Trey.
Yes, Amy does have her own channel.
I do, but it's not fishing related. So before you hop over there and try, I will give you fair warning. It is a recovery based channel. So nothing to do with outdoors.
Solo's got a good question for you, Amy. When are you going to go live fishing with Larry and Cody next?
Ooh.
So okay, if
Hey, that's a loaded question.
it is a loaded question. So it's really hard for us all to go at the same time because Cody's got 2 boys and someone's always got to stay and watch the kids, right? So as much as I love to fish, what I love more is seeing my son and my husband and my grandkids having a good time. You know, Cannon gets to go with them a lot, and I usually stay home and watch Compton. It's too hard for them to take both boys, so I don't know, but maybe soon. Maybe we'll all get to go. We got a fishing trip planned next month that the whole family's going out of town for.
Cool.
And it's a secret. And
Here's a question for you, Amy.
huh?
Here's a question for you.
What's that?
When you go fishing in your next day off by yourself,
Mm-hmm.
will you do a fishing video or a fishing live from the river?
See, where I go, there's not any service. I can't do a live, but I can do a video for you. I can do a video for you.
Hey, then you can post it on your channel too. So
Yeah.
if you want, if
Yeah.
not, you can post it on 3+1.
I can post it on 3+1. I've got all the login information. So
We'd like to see more fishing videos with you and your family in it.
yeah. Well, like I said, it started off that way, and then Cody got really involved, and I love that. That makes my heart so happy. And actually, me and Larry was going to go this afternoon and try to go live, just me and him, and the weather didn't cooperate. And it's just really what it boils down to is just time. Like, we've got a lot on our plate right now. It's just a busy season of life for both of us, and I love it because a lot of that is ministry work, and it's just got us really busy. But as time allows, we do plan on. I at least plan on fishing more and getting more involved. So, what's cracking? Regulator?
Down catfishing and Dan's Creations. No, what was that you were saying, Amy?
Oh, nothing. I was just shouting out people in the chat. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see real well. But
Izzy Manti RKT. I don't know who that is. I agree, Miss Amy. I love red ears and shell crackers.
yes, yes. Absolutely favorite fish to eat.
I have a 75-gallon live well aquarium in my bedroom. You want to guess what goes in there?
What? You ready here?
Red ear,
Oh,
blue fish, bluegills, and some big bluegills I get out of a family pond that's almost twice the size of my hand.
Really?
I pulled one out a couple of days ago, and I put it head in live well in my bedroom, and I went to clean it. So I took them out, put them in the live well in my truck, and it's raining. So I said, "Look, I'll leave the lid open." Come out, and a neighborhood cat had that big bluegill.
Oh no!
Guess what happened to the neighborhood cat?
I don't want to know. Don't tell me.
I put it this way.
Probably in somebody's freezer in a Chinese restaurant.
He's not bothering no more of my bluegills anymore.
Oh, well, lesson learned.
Mm.
He won't pay for that one.
He got a 1/64th of a pill to swallow.
Hey, Avid, you gonna make chicken on a stick then?
No.
Is it chicken on a stick or is it rat on a stick?
Hey, that rat on a
It could
stick
be
wants
cat.
to throw that bait.
It could be a cat on a stick.
Hey,
It could be.
he went to go play with the crawdads.
Gotcha.
That's where that cat went to play. So that cat is no longer in the neighborhood anymore.
Hey, J-Dog. Hey, I want to holler at you and tell you sorry. I should have got a hold of you about Saturday's fishing trip. But I'll holler at you later.
He's a manatee. Who are you?
Who you be?
I
Yeah,
don't know who he is.
He was asking you, Avid, if you had any luck on the Mississippi.
Not since it's been flooded.
Yeah.
But that bluegill was over close to half a pound. That was a prize bluegill out of a family pond.
Oh, I hate that.
That was out of a family property that's fixing to be sold. So now I have to go back and catch me a couple more to put back in there. Because that fish was not going to get sold or eaten. I was going to make that aquarium just for them and just get a female to put in there with him so they could just start breeding and growing. But that cat asked for that one.
Yeah. Amy, before it gets too late for me to jump off here, I am going to ask you. I am planning on having a all-women's angler tackle talk on August 3rd. Would you be interested in being on the panel?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Heck yeah. Thank you for thinking of me. Yeah, I'd love that.
No problem.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's gonna be like you and Bex and Lori and Sharina and a few others. So we're gonna try to get I'm gonna try to get most of all the female anglers on there, and we're just gonna do a nice little female angler tackle talk. So
Heck yeah. That sounds awesome. Yeah, thank you.
no problem at all.
All right. Amy Solo is asking, do you do a catch and cook video?
Do a catch and cook video. I might just do that. Yeah. Baked catfish. Yeah, I might show y'all how I do my baked catfish. So.
Yeah, I'd like to see one of your baked catfish recipes that you throw together.
Yeah. I'll have to do that.
But I noticed a lot of people in catfishing community, they like seeing cooking videos,
Mm-hmm.
even a cooking live stream.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm gonna jump off here because I'm gonna get inside and play with my little girl for a little bit before we gotta go to bed.
Your
Right.
little girl stole one of your stickers and put it on her dresser, didn't she?
Yeah. She took. Avid sent me some jigs in the mail with a couple of his Bigfoot stickers. My little girl stole one
Oh.
and stuck it on her dresser in her room.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's
She always
suspect
she like
little
that.
girl.
She goes, that's Bigfoot.
Big, Bigfoot throwing rocks at me.
I don't throw rocks at catfish community, but boaters I like to throw them at.
Yeah. But before I get off here, I'm gonna do a shout out for Tuesday night show. What's in your tackle? We're gonna have the weekend angler on, so it's gonna be a nice show.
That's
We're gonna do a little bit.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah,
No.
so we're gonna do a little bit of panfish, and we're gonna do some catfish on that one, definitely.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you. Thursday's live fishing in the creek.
Yeah.
I know the answer to this. So who is going to be your special guest Thursday night?
All right. So I'm going. If it ain't raining, I am going to go live creek fishing again, and my special guest co-host is Mark from Catfishing Crappie.
Awesome.
Now,
So,
here's an idea for you, Kelly.
all right, go for it.
Why don't you have a female angler as a co-host in one of those live streams fishing?
Well, you say that. There may be a special guest co-host Tuesday nights on the Tackle Talk.
He's grinning.
Yeah, I know. I think I have an idea who he's hitting at.
She is a big supporter of everybody's channels and mine. She's been a big supporter of mine, definitely.
Oh, she's
So-
always been a big supporter of everybody's channel.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But she's a huge supporter. So that's gonna be interesting.
I'm
But the thing is,
I think I know who it might be.
most channels that she gets in and as co-host in a co-host position, you don't see her face.
Oh, are you going to have Miss Becca with you? Is it a secret?
I am yep, Miss Becca Mudtramp. Yep.
Hey.
Hey, I have seen
Yep,
her.
so
live.
I have extended I extended the olive branch to see if she wanted to be a co-host on it, and she said that she would try to do it. She's usually not a one to do just tackle talk, but we're gonna see if we hit it off. If it's gonna be a good one, then she might be a regular.
Awesome.
Becca is always great to
Great
support everybody, and
Yeah.
she will. And if she's having fun,
Oh yeah.
she'll throw a giveaway in.
Oh yeah. She threw two of them the other night on Uncle Josh and Laura's and LG Bass's one. She threw two of them.
I was in there
And
with
Miss Amy there won one.
I
Yep.
did.
what is it whenever there's a woman in one of these giveaways, I never win.
They call it Lady Luck. I don't
I
know.
don't think it's Lady Luck. I think they just steal that lucky horseshoe out of the guy's back pocket. Mine.
Amy had it dead on perfect. She was
I
the
know.
very first person to hit the number, first person to throw the number out.
I was right
Yeah.
behind her and I went one below it and she hit that one dead on.
I did.
Yeah, oh I know.
That's my old basketball number, y'all. It's my go-to. So
I want one number below that number. Right
Yeah.
behind you. I'm like, really?
I would say I'd never win, but that would be a absolute lie. So
I won one of Chunky's rods on Chad's live when he did it, and Chad picked a number that I knew was Chunky's personal best.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
That was a number that Chad had written down, and he goes, "I didn't think anybody knew that." And Chunky goes, "No, Abbott knows his numbers on Chunky real good."
And see, I won that casting rod off of the Iron Cat Give Back one off of Palmettos. That 7.6 casting rod, which I'm still looking for a reel.
Sunfish says,
anybody want to give me a reel?
Sunfish, I won twice, and I haven't won anything since then.
I've won a couple. I got Larry, 3+1. They sent me some Demon Dragons and stickers. I won that one off their little tournament off of Palmettos, I think, or one of the ones I got off of them. And I think I got a HasLife sticker one off somebody. So I've won a few.
And I do want to pause just a minute and say that, Becca, if she's having fun, she does throw those giveaways out there. She's a huge supporter on giveaways. But I do want to say she's not just that. She's just a huge supporter.
Yeah,
she jumps in and shows so much love and support. She invests her time into everyone's channel, and that's where we really contribute. So, yes, she is awesome. I will definitely do my best to tune in and just I like that. That's awesome.
But I'm going to get off here. We'll catch you Tuesday night. So
we'll see you Tuesday, Kelly.
All right, peace. I'm out of here. See y'all.
Easy Manatee. Hold on to that question. I'm gonna see if I can find Creo in chat to answer that one, because I fish from the bank. Creo, are you still in chat? Hey, Robert Andrew.
What's up, Kristen Telly?
So, what is your funniest and favorite fishing story?
So I told you we used to go camping a lot down there when the boys were younger. And so one of my favorite things to do was we had this little bitty John boat. It was little bitty. And at night, so at night we would go set limb lines. I love setting limb lines in the river. Love it. And we'd go up the river, set limb lines, and then go camp out and get up early in the morning and go check the lines. And so we went one time and did that. And it was just, I don't know. I usually just was a rider. I didn't do a whole lot. And, but I got really ambitious that morning. I was like, "Oh, honey, can I get it? Can I get it off there?" And so I got the front of the boat, and the first thing I do is I try to get the fish up, and, and I had the pliers, and I lose the pliers, and he gets tore all to pieces on me. And I was like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." So, and then I get the fish up and I drop the fish, and I think I lost the knife. I don't know. It was just a hot mess, but it was my first time he let me get the fish off the lines, and probably my last for a very long time, because everything that was in the boat wound up in the water, and the fish didn't wind up in the boat. So it was awful. It was awful, but it was just funny. We got in the biggest argument over it. I puffed because he yelled at me, and I sat up there. We hadn't been married long. We was real young. So, I mean,
I got the school bus driver here.
Yeah. Hey. So I just remember it was just the biggest blow up. I was so angry at him. I wasn't ever going back fishing with him again, and blah, blah, blah. And then here we are, whatever. But it's we talk about it now and laugh. But at the time it was horrific, but it was funny. I mean, when I say I lost everything in the boat, literally everything was in the boat. I lost it and didn't get to fish in the boat. It was funny.
Creel, my brother, since you fished the Mississippi and you drift, I
Yep.
have a question in chat that you can answer since you fish from the boat.
What you got for me?
You have much luck with fishing for big blues. This in the summer, I drift fish from the boat. It's very popular during the summer because the blues are spread out. But I haven't had much luck just yet fishing the Mississippi.
Okay. As far as between fishing the Mississippi and the other river I fish, it's more or less the same style. I like bumping during the summer. That way I can cover some water. But we don't actually do a whole lot of bumping just randomly down the river. I do all of my bumping below dams, especially during the summer. That's where I have good luck. If it's to fish the main part of the river during the summer, not below the dams or anything like that, my two favorite spots to fish are wing dams, the ends of wing dams that the water is not passing over the top of them, where it's just going around the ends.
Right.
I love fishing those scour holes on the ends of those wing dams. That's probably one of my best spots that produce quality fish. My very close second favorite is big bank cut ends that have like a little point that stick out on the forward side. Same thing. You're going to have that big scour hole behind that point, and they're always going to make that back eddy and that back current around in the cutout. And I usually do real good fishing the head of the scour hole, because that's where your active fish are going to be, is towards the front edge of that scour hole. So when I'm during the summer, that's usually my two good targets. The deeper the scour hole, the better I like it. Not necessarily total depth, but the deeper it is compared to what's around it. Like I really like holes that are 20 to 40 feet deeper than everything around it.
Okay, easy managing, but if you're doing it from the bank, you can do the bumping the same way as what Creo's saying, but
yeah,
you use your line to get it out as far as you can and bump it back, reel it in slowly, but as you're reeling it in, bring your rod up maybe from 10 o'clock to 11 or 12 o'clock and let it go back down as you're reeling it in, but bring it in slowly, and you can tell your bottom differences that way as well, and find your depths. You'll find your fish. You'll find your holes.
Yep.
And when you find your hole out there, you know how far out you are, because when you bring that rod tip back down, it keeps dropping, and you let that line out until it hits bottom.
Yep.
Then you keep bring it back up that way again. And when you find those holes is when you have a good chance of finding those big blues and big flatheads.
That's right. That's right. And especially, like I said, always the active fish are going to be at the forward edge of that hole, right where the current breaks over. That if they're feeding, that's where they're going to be. Because when we're looking at, maybe 10 or 15 different holes, we're looking at 10 or 15 different ones. I might have one or two that have those big arches at the forward part of the hole. Well, I know that's the ones that are going to bite, and that's
those are the ones that are ready to feed.
Yeah, exactly. The ones that are just sitting way down at the bottom of the hole, you may get them to bite, you may not, but they're just resting there. But when they move to that forward edge, they're hungry. They want to eat.
Easy manatee. If you're going to do the Mississippi from the bank, I suggest getting a 12-foot heavy action fast tip rod.
Yep.
I will not go with a medium action rod for the Mississippi with a 4-ounce weight. You will not get the distance. You get more belly flop cast than you will with a heavy action rod. And I would go with like a 30-pound test thin line or a 45-pound braid with a 4-ounce to a 6-ounce weight or 10-ounce weight, and cast out there with a good sized chunk of bait and hold on tight.
Yeah,
Because when that big blue hits, it's on. The fight's on.
yeah, definitely.
You
And something I've learned in fishing in those fast currents, and that's either below dams or in the river itself. I used to use massive sinkers. I used to use 12, 16-ounce sinkers. That way, when I threw my rod, it would stay exactly where it would land at. I don't do that anymore. I actually throw 5 and 6s, even in that strong current, because it keeps the bait on the bottom. But I've
right.
started
Let
to
them
learn
bounces across the bottom.
that current will kind of scoot it around. It'll scoot
Uh-huh.
back and forth. Then when it finally settles down somewhere, well, that's probably where a fish can settle down too. And I've gotten a lot of bites that way. When it finally stops moving, it'll get hit.
Now, here's something you might pick up on this one, Amy.
Mhm.
Since you fish that river below the dam
Mm-hmm.
where you like to go, if you can cast out where you see the seam
Mhm.
and you get that line out into the seam or just past that seam and it curls back into the seam, don't reel it in. Just leave it sit there in that seam.
And Eddie?
Yep.
It's where the calm water and the current meet
Yeah.
makes that seam right there.
Yeah.
Big cats and all cats go in there for food because that's where the bait fish are.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I tell you what, take you a landing net with you.
Okay.
Start carrying your landing net with you because when you start fishing those seams and you start getting 10, 12, 14-pound blues in there, look out for the flatheads because they'll be up in that seam right along with them.
Yep.
Okay.
And you might end up hooking a 9, 10-pound channel with it. Because those things, they will go hog wild.
Yeah, and like you said, you'll find all those species piled up right there in the same spot. We've done that a whole lot below the dams. Because there's always that spot where the dam comes out and it makes that back eddy and that big scour hole.
Mm-hmm.
Everything seems like it's down in that hole, and that's just most of our fish when we're not bumping below the dam, that's where our fish come from.
So, Creole, when you're talking about bumping being your favorite thing to do, is that just a spawn move or a post spawn move, or is that all the time? Do you like doing that all the time?
That is everything except spawn.
Okay.
As long as the fish aren't spawning, bumping seems to be my go-to, because the way my favorite place to bump is actually below a hydroelectric plant. And most dams are the same way, but the bottom isn't flat. You've got tall humps up and down in that bottom. And what that allows me to do is to get that bait over that hump. And when it tops that hump and starts going down, that's where those active fish are. And it gets hit just about every time. The real active ones, that's where they want to be. They want to be up just below the top of that hump. That's that active feeding position that you hear epic catfish talk about a lot in the stuff that.
One good thing about bumping, Amy, is you're not just bumping one spot. You're covering a large distance with it.
Right.
Yep. So you could hit a catfish in the head with a sinker and aggravate him to where when that bait gets in front of him, he's going to slam it.
Right.
Is
really half the time it's more of a reaction strike. You would do with, let's say, brim or saccale or something like that. You put it right in their face, and it's like you can't help but hit it.
Right. Yep.
So, what if you had a question for Creole, Amy? What would it be? For fishing.
Little boy's being a ham. I don't know.
Hey, how are you doing? Hey, I got a question for you. Is that your son?
Yes.
All right.
My youngest.
I got a question for him. So what? Hey, young man, how are you doing tonight? Are you doing good?
Hi.
Hi. So what's your favorite fish to catch?
Catfish.
Cat. Smart man. Smart man.
What's his personal best?
I can't get him to reel one in yet.
Oh, really?
He likes being on the boat. He likes coming right in the boat, but reeling in the fish, not yet. We're just not there yet. For
Okay.
what I mean, at least he doesn't run to the other side of the boat when we bring one in. So we're slowly getting there.
Well, that's good.
If you can, if you could pick Creel's brain for a tip for bank fishing and below dams on the river, what would it be?
That's dangerous. Yeah, Rabbit. Oh, that's dangerous. 10 minutes out of my brain. Lord have mercy.
Yeah. So the dam I'm fishing's an earthen dam. It's a little different.
The dam's still a dam, but
Yeah, you're right.
It all depends on how the water flows either over it or through it. Knowing how the dam works is going to give you a really good idea of what the terrain is going to look like below it. You know, like for, you know, I have 3 different dams that I fish. They're not across the Mississippi. They're actually on the banks of the Mississippi that divert water. They divert flood water out when the river gets high.
Mhm.
Well, all 3 are made differently. You know, the hydro actually brings water in from way down below. And when the water exits, it blows up.
right.
It blows
Up on
up,
the arch.
boils, you know, and then the next dam over, it's the old type weir dam where the water comes over the top of the weir and just falls. Well, then the third one down, and I forget what type of dam that's called, but the water actually goes down and comes back up, similar to the hydro, but not as
Right.
deep. And every one, because of how the water flows and how the water exits, it causes different structure on the bottom. It causes the bottom to do different things.
You're talking about the deep boil blowout and the low, high, medium low water boil from
there you go.
the hydros, 2 different hydros, and a low water earthen dam.
Yeah.
A low water earthen dam would be a mild water blowout where it goes about 2 feet under the water and comes back up.
Yeah. You have that, you know, on that type of dam you're dealing with, what you should have, depending on the force of the water, you should have a hole, a hump, another little hole, and then it should flatten out.
Right.
So
that'd be your earthen dam. That'd be your earthen dam there.
Yeah, and you see, depending on current speed, I'd be very, very interested in the backside of the first hump and forward side of that next little hole that's below it.
Right.
To me, a lot of fish are going to hold at that point because, you know, just in our experience of bumping, the bigger the hump is, the more the fish tend to want to hold to it. Now, a 3-foot hump will still hold a big fish. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, 3-foot hump would be there waiting for the dead fish and the debris to come around right over the top.
But a 20-foot hump will hold a whole bunch of big fish.
Oh yeah.
You know, and especially I think in that earthen dam, see in the hydro that I fish, we've got about 8 or 10 big tall humps, and we're bumping over all of them over the course of maybe like a quarter mile. I think with yours, you're going to have that one tall one, that one hole, and that one little one, which is good because I think when the fish are going to run to it, they're going to concentrate in a very small area.
Yeah, that third hump, second to third hump would be about your best bet.
Yep.
On that earthen dam. If you reach it, put your baits in there.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah, if somehow you could throw your bait right at the top of the hump, if you knew where they were, and then have the current actually sweep your bait down that hump, to me, that would be about the ideal situation. If you could somehow do it without getting everything hung up.
Because if you see the water coming over the earthen dam and you see it comes back up with whites and goes back over, that's where you know where your humps are. So if you can hit that first one and have that current push your bait over into the second or the third one, that'd be a good spot.
Okay.
Yeah, you should be able to look at the top of that water it shouldn't be just steady flow. You're going to see fast water, and you can see it kind of slow down and boil. Fast water, slow down and boil. Everywhere where it's slowing down is where that water's running into those humps, and it's basically, slamming it stopped,
Right.
causing that water to kind of sit still just in that area. That would be what I'd be aiming for.
Okay.
Creole Kevin Baker says, your son wants to be the captain of the boat. Then he goes around and says, make him a joy and he'll be fishing in no time.
He has such a good time whenever he comes with us, and we really get like when the slicker are running really thick at the dam and we start catching them one after the other. He has the most fun opening the ice chest and watching us throw across the boat and basically hitting the little ice chest with him. He gets the biggest kick out of that. It's
cool.
Flying down the boat. We're trying to throw him in the ice chest.
Amy, have you ever tried using shad or skipjack for bait?
We don't have skipjack here. We have shad here, and I've used it. Yeah.
Down there around that low water dam that you use, that earthen dam, try using some cut bluegill and shad in there.
Okay.
And if you can get some suckers, cut them up and use them, because catfish love that sucker meat.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah, they do.
You cut them up, put them on a circle hook, and cast it out there, and let that oil just get out in the water. Boy, you might be in for a fight of your life with that.
The bloodier the better. I mean, and especially when the weather and the water is really hot, we do really well with Asian carp.
Yeah,
really.
I don't know if they have Asian carp down there, but Asian carp and big head carp make really great bait as well.
We'll actually snag them, bring them in the boat, cut the tail off, and bleed them out in a bag. And then once they're bled out, fillet them, cut them into however big a chunks I want to fish with, and let them soak in that bag. In fact, Hagen Grubbs has a video of doing exactly that.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. I cut the tail off the Asian carp.
Yep.
And I zip tie the bag around the bottom of the Asian carp.
Exactly what I do.
And the big head carp, and let it just bleed out right into the bag. Then I go back and flay them out into chunks, the size of the chunks I want to use. Put them in that bag. Keep rolling that meat in the blood and let it set in there for a couple minutes on ice. Let it coagulate into that white meat, and take it out, put them on a circle hook, zip it out there.
And don't have to worry about a dink taking it off the hook either.
No. That meat
off the hook.
That meat is hard to come off the hook.
Daryl said he's a sucker for catfishing, so.
Yeah. You get a red horse sucker and you do the same thing to it, even if it's a 5 or 10 pound red horse, you cut the tail off of it and zip tie a 1 gallon bag to the base of that red horse sucker, let them bleed off into that bag, and you flay them out and cut them up in chunks and put them in that bag. And I tell you what, catfish are, man, you talk about carnivorous?
Oh, yeah.
They're worse than the bluegill.
Oh, you better believe it.
And I know bluegills will eat their own kind. Eyeballs and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what it is about catfish below dams, but they are extremely aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
They are downright mad. I don't
They're
know
ruthless.
what it is, but when they decide they're going to hit a rod, man, I've literally, when we first started bumping, the first couple of fish I caught bumping, it literally scared me. Like they hit so hard that it just caught me so off guard. Everybody tried to prepare me for it, but nothing prepares you for it when you catch your first one. Bump. It's Lord.
Do you have rod holders or anything when you go bank fishing by yourself, Amy?
Yeah.
I would suggest using them. I would suggest putting them in it. And not one of those little wise that you get.
Yeah, well, we've got a fishing buggy that's got rod holders on it, kind of like what you see Chunky using. We've got one of those, and
because I tell you what, have your drag set right, because when those big boys hit, you're in for a fight. you will catch yourself a PB.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
Real
as far as big fish, if I have to just go somewhere that I've never been, and I want to go to one spot where I think a big fish is going to be, I'm going to find a dam. I mean, you day in, day out, the big fish are at that dam, and
We're 3 minutes from the dam, so.
oh, well, you say I'm 15. I feel you on that one. But
I got two statements in chat.
You'd be surprised how fast of water we catch the big ones in.
Really?
When we get into slower water, it's like the fish get smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think those small fish can tolerate those really fast waters. The big fish can.
Yeah.
So you'd be
That
real.
makes total sense. So.
Yeah, you'd be real surprised how fast the water is where we catch big ones.
Amy, do you have any access to creek chubs?
Creek chubs?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's a creek that runs in front of our house, so.
Do you have access to catawba worms?
Yes, we have. Well, I don't have any. We don't have any of those trees on our property. But we've, I think everybody knows where they're at in their towns, or they
Right.
got a friend or an uncle or somebody that's got. And yeah, so yeah, we've got those.
So I've always heard this: you get catawba worms, shut them inside out, put them on a hook, and catfish attack them things.
Oh yeah, some of our favorite. Well, the stories I was telling you about us going to the creek and putting out limb lines, and that was our go-to bait then, because it was free. It didn't cost anything.
Yeah, exactly.
We'd make it a family event. We'd go climb trees, and Larry B climbed the tree and shake it, and the kids would pick it up, and we just put all kinds and take it home and freeze them in a Ziploc bag and just can use. That was our go-to bait then. So yeah.
Yeah. And did you know that a catawba worm, if you freeze it,
it'll come back to life when you thaw it out.
Later, it will come back to life.
Yes, it will. I did know that.
Amy, you made trophy seekers jealous.
Why?
He says, "I'm jealous. You're minutes from the dam, and he has to drive to the dam."
Yeah.
Well, I'll make it up with you. I'll make it up to you with some strawberry cake.
There you go.
Oh, wait a minute. You gonna make him a strawberry cake and not me one? Damn. That's how it goes.
No. Well, when I tell you what, the first time I see you, I will come with a cake in hand. How about that?
Okay.
All right.
Chrissy Bounce says, "We have went out. No one catches a thing. We pop in there with catawba worms and catch so many fish."
Yep.
They
I
were.
know a catawba worm's like a caterpillar, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it actually turns into a really big moth. I mean, a really big moth.
Mhm.
Is that a multicolored catawba worm, nightcrawler, or whatever you want to call it?
Mhm.
They're black and green.
Oh, black and green. Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Creole, that they'll be on a tree one year and the next year they won't. They
move from tree to tree.
Oh, I've heard that.
Is that not true?
Keep in mind, catawba worms are very rare in my area these days because of all the farming. We have a lot of farming around here, a lot of insecticide use for the past 40 years. We
Maybe
can't
that's it.
hear anymore like we did, let's say, growing up. So I've heard that, but there were certain trees growing up that we find them every year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know about that.
Chrissy Bryan says that her trees normally have them every year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Becky, you picked up Uncle Jeep's ears when you said food.
Mm-hmm. He's in about his ears.
You said cake, and he says food.
Arizona. So.
Oh, I heard Larry.
Food.
Love it.
Uncle Jeep, is he on that?
I'm gonna jump off, brother. 4 a.m. I'm pretty early for me to go to work.
I know how this chat can go from catfishing to food real quick.
Real quick.
Yeah. Miss Amy,
So
look,
you've been in here before and seen me go crazy. So I know you got an amazing husband, an amazing teacher in catfishing.
I do. I'm very blessed.
But if you could ask any fishing question, the Creole, that could help you both out on the boat, what would it be?
Give me some tips on a midday bite.
And you see, that's my favorite time of day.
Really?
Mine too, but I do it from the bank.
Look, I think it's weird down here, but all but one fish we've ever caught over 50 pounds has been around 12 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah. Now the bite is slower, but the quality for us, the later in the day, the bite slows down, but the quality goes up. And the later the day it goes, the bigger my baits get. You know, like around 12 o'clock, I'm throwing at least baits this big, the size of my hand. I mean, I'm a big bait junkie. That's how I am. But that the later in the day, I'm making sure my baits are fresh, and I'm making sure whatever cuts I'm using are bleeding as much as possible. That fresh blood is the key.
So when you're using a bait that big, when you're using a bait hand size, and are you using what an 8/0 or what size hook are you using?
8/0 is about the smallest hook I use. I don't think I have anything in my box less than 8. I'm using 12s at that point.
Okay. All right. Circle hook.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
All hooks. I don't use J hooks for hardly any.
Circle hooks or offset circle hooks are your two best.
Yeah.
bets.
And sometimes, depending on the shape of the bait, sometimes I'll have a double hook rig with 2 of them on there.
The stinger rig.
Yeah, I will do that sometimes, like with either 2 12s or like a 10 and a 12, depending on, you know, if it's let's say if it's a whole fish that I just cut the tail off. Yeah, I'm gonna have another hook.
A 12 and a 9 circle hook right back.
Yeah,
Put one through the sinus cavity and just one right above the tail where you cut it off, and have it pointing up.
Okay, so headpiece, body section, or tail.
Head.
Head.
All day long.
That
Head all day long, and I'd use the
long.
body section for a second backup, and I'll use a tail for absolutely last
resort.
Yeah. I have never once caught a fish on a tail piece. No.
I've caught some yellow bellies on a tail piece, but I have never had no luck with big blues or flatheads with them.
Yeah.
Now, when I cut my head pieces, I'll leave probably, 2-3 fingers wide of meat behind the gill plates.
Mm-hmm.
Cut it. I don't cut that head right behind the gill plate. I'll leave that chunk of meat on the back side. I find it lasts longer. It bleeds a little less, but it bleeds longer. That's me.
I've learned a trick from catfish and crappie. You take that head after you cut that section of meat off behind it, and you take the head and split it. Split it open and put that hook right through the back of the head where it's the hardest, right into the meat, and put that circle hook that way and cast it out there. What that meat's going to do is when it's split in half, let some of the brain fluids and the body meat fluids out, and those big blues and flatheads are going to get interested in that.
Yeah,
scent.
I could see that. Yeah, because I am a big fan of a flapper rig. You're
doing a flapper rig with a head meat.
With a head, yeah. You said
with the head and the meat and splitting it.
Yeah, that's
so
the
giving some of the blood from the brain and the meat as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you're giving that fish a lot more flavor to go after.
Yeah, that's actually the only way I will fish with shad is if I cut a flapper. Other than that, I have just about zero luck fishing with shad. It's not a very good bait for me.
But I've found that one to be quite tempting for cats.
Mm-hmm.
Splitting the head of that bluegill or shad.
Yeah, you step on it.
Yeah.
Hey, I've
even done a red horse sucker that way too.
Mm-hmm.
Split the head.
When the bait's running a little shy, that headpiece been out in the water for about 30 minutes. I ain't gonna bring it in, step on the deck of the boat, put it back out again.
Crush your head, put it underfoot, and crush it real good.
You better believe it. I'll
do
do
it in the mud, but find a rock that's flat enough to lay it on it and stomp on it.
Yeah.
And cast it back out.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
That's right. Hey guys, look, I hate to do this to y'all, but my battery's it's on the low, so I'm about to go dead.
Amy, we're gonna have to schedule this again and have you just
Yeah,
as a guest.
I've had fun. Thank you for asking me. I really enjoyed it.
My plan on with this channel is get more lady female anglers that haven't been on, that's been in chat and not be seen up here, and get them known and get their channels out to where they can get growing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Do you find your catch ratio has improved with the spots, with a split skull? Yeah, I have, Michael. I have.
All right. Well, guys, hey, look, we love y'all, and y'all have a great night, and God bless.
God bless you too, Amy.
All right. Bye-bye.
Well, Abbott, I believe I'm going to do the same to jump off. I got to wake up at 3:30. So.
Oh, no problem. I wanted you to answer that one question. I wasn't expecting it to.
You know me, brother. If I had my choice, I would talk all night. You
know.
Oh,
I know. But that one guy that came up with a off-sided question, I didn't know how to answer it, so I figured I'd bring you up to try to help me with it.
You know me. I'm always down for talking. You know me.
Oh yeah.
All right, Abbott. Well, thank you for the invite, brother. I appreciate it. Everybody.
You're welcome. You enjoy. Have a good night. Would anybody else like to come up and talk catfishing? If you would, I can post a link in the chat. It could be a male fisherman or a female fisherman that want to come up and talk catfishing. You're more welcome up on screen. That's okay, Sunfish. Amateurs are allowed up here. Yeah, I know you will be with me, trophy seekers. Now, while I'm waiting to see if anybody responds, I will go over this trash bag challenge I have. For those of you that are interested and want to take part, I have an update video on my page. So go in there and say, I'm in, I'm participating, and hit the thumbs up. You too, Solo Texan Adventure. And the thing is, this trash bag challenge is for lakes and riverbanks and for boaters and bank fishermen all alike. This trash bag challenge does not have anything to do with household trash. And this trash bag challenge is for the month of July. And it's for the most pounds of trash. You can either do pictures or a small video of all the trash bags you put together with the weights on the scale. And I need the total weights at the end of the month emailed to me at my email account and my description page. So this challenge, I want it to expand. I want it to go to all 50 states. and all the cities in every state. And I want to be able to I want the fishing game and DNR and park rangers and all that know that there's other people here that care about their lakes and rivers enough to pick up the trash. Good night, Ricky. And I've had a couple good people came give me the idea. Hey, Mark, how are you doing, bud? Tina Ladybug Lightning. Tina Ladybug had technical difficulties, Mark. So I've had a few other guests up here on open mic. One was Amy Payne from 3+1 Creole Catfishing. I've had the Bullock Experience up here and a few others. It's okay, bud. And I've been dropping links in chat for whoever wants to come up and just talk catfishing. But I will be scheduling a date for Amy Payne with 3+1 to come back up on here sometime. Hold on a minute. Got too many. Thank you, Mark J. Well, Mark J, this is going to be a month-to-month deal. And I'd like to see it go from just one city to one catfish community challenge to all challenges in all cities and states. And by the way, Want to Be Outdoors had contacted me and talked about putting in another $25 gift card into this trash bag challenge. And he gave me the idea of having one gift card for first place, and the second gift card he had was for second place. So there will be two gift cards in this drawing, one from me and one from Want to Be Outdoors. Want to Be Outdoors. One for first and one for second. So there's an idea. Yeah, Chrissy, I was not expecting him to step up and do that. But that was an awesome thing for him to do. And I just want to see how this first month goes, because it's going to keep going on every month. I'm not going to let this trash bag challenge drop. Oh, cool. Do you have bluegills? How many bluegills you got in there, Mark? Sunfish, as long as you're picking up trash and putting it in trash bags and putting them on scales and getting pictures of them, and keeping the pictures and the total weights together, that will count for this challenge. You got 30 of them in there? Wow. Surprised you haven't got no bullheads in there yet. Jet skis do not count, Uncle Jeep. Jet skis is not trash you're going to find off the bank. A jet ski is something you'd take to salvage yards. Well, Solo, he was a mod before he changed his name. So I told him to remind me to make him a mod when he came back in. That was on me because I forgot about when he changed it. Yes, you hear my lateral running, Sunfish. So does anybody have questions about that trash bag challenge or anything? Well, I don't know about TBA's live stream, but he was a mod in here before he changed his name, and I told him to remind me when he came back in here, I'd make him a mod again. But that channel, they need to take care of it. No, you know better than that one, Mark. Household trash from your house do not count. It's the trash you pick off the river banks and lake banks and out of the rivers that you see floating down the river. Brian B, hi, how are you doing? Everybody's been trying to pull that trash bag trick on me, but it hasn't worked. They tried jet skis, they tried throwing bricks at, trying to see if they take bricks in trash bags. And I keep telling them bricks do not count as trash. Just having a good night, Brian B. How about you? Tires is going to be a different challenge because I have to find a way, look into a resource to where every city, every place in every state, they can get rid of those tires legally without getting taxed or fined. I'm still working on that one, Mark. Jeep, if you pull a body out, I'd be calling the police if I was you. No, Chrissy, household trash don't count. Because you ain't going to stuff your husband in a trash bag and throw him out. Oh, you gonna want me? You gonna make me go heat up one of those chicken cordon blues I made? Oh, that's a good thing then, Solo. But if you start recording it, it will start counting towards the challenge. Hey, Fishing with Big Mike, how are you doing? I tried to accommodate Tina Ladybug earlier by going live earlier because she was babysitting kids and she wanted to try to go live, but she was having technical difficulties with her signal and her phone. So I decided to make this into an open mic. Oh, that's bad, Big Mike. Oh, Chrissy, go look at my challenge and look at the trash bag challenge update. Well, behind that private school is probably a lot of trash from kids that go to school there that they go back there and trash it and just leave it. Classic rules. I have a old pin number 9 bait caster. Is that classic enough? Hey, Tom, Papa T, City, your grocery store plastic trash bags, they count too. Those can count too, Tom Harris. Hey, Eddie, Sadana, how are you doing? Eddie, if you're using a city bags to pick up trash, you can use them as well. They count. Uncle Jeep, this old pin number 9 is probably from late 60s, early 70s. Oh, this ain't a contest. This is a challenge, Tom. This ain't no contest. That is one thing about this challenge is no contest. Well, Mike, if you start putting them on scales and taking pictures of the weights with the bags and keeping it for your totals for the end of the month, you can put them towards the challenge. I broke a 808 gear in mine. CD, if you don't have trash bags and that's all you got, are those shopping plastic bags, use them. And I tell you what, put them on the scale with all that trash in it. That might be the trash bag that wins. Even if that's all you got, with those little shopping bags that you get from the grocery stores or the gas stations. Oh, I understand, Tom. I'm just trying to get this out to where everybody can start it off, start something like this off in their own cities. Yeah, my 808 had a gear broken by a big cat because Greg was froze up in it and I couldn't get it loose, and I decided to use it fishing with a red horse sucker head on it with Cajun line. The plastic gear snapped in half. I'm just trying to get people motivated into doing something. Tom, that'd be great. Not many people do that, Eddie. Oh, I bet they do. But if no one wants to jump up here on the open mic, I will. Oh, hey, Tom, more power to you. More power to you. Just help educate other people and get them to do challenges in your area like this if you want. Let's get people educated on this. I agree, Dan. If you see it, you own it, and pick it up. Oh yeah, you're making thumbnails for Monday night for your show and Lyle's show. That's right. Everybody, please tune in to Monday night with Catfish Weekly, and shortly after that, Catfish and Crappie. They both have great, awesome shows. Okay. They both have great, awesome shows with great, awesome guests. Then Tuesday night, you got What's in Your Tackle Box with a Bullock Experience. And right after that, you have Muskrat Adventures. Oh, and Mark is having Flint Hill on his show tomorrow night after Catfish Weekly. And on Wednesday night, we have Patriot Catfishers of America. And Thursday night, we have a bait shop with us, Chucky, or as you guys know him, the Shad. Then that another show right after the Shad that is great with Lyle and Catfish and Crappie hosting is Panfish Nation. And Friday night, we have Two Stands Fishing. Saturday night, we have Palmetto live at 6. And at 7, we have Mike Greenwell live. And on Sunday night, you have me. And this Sunday night coming up, we will have another guest. That's going to be amazing. And if I remember correctly, hold on. I'll soon tell you who the guest is. It'd be Trophy Seekers catfishing next week. And the week after, we will have the week after Trophy Seekers catfishing, we will have Want to Be Outdoors. So after Want to Be Outdoors, we will have I forgot who was next. I have to look at my phone. So we got a good month, good rest of the month here in lives. So I'll post a link in here one more time for anybody that wants to come up, talk catfishing, and just answer questions or whatever. And if you don't, that's fine. I'm just trying to make it a good night, Sunday night for us all here. I agree with it, Chrissy. Teach them if you see come. Yeah, teach people if they come to see a place and they see trash there, pick it up, put it in a trash bag, put it in a shopping bag, whatever. Take it and throw it in the trash can. It don't take but a few seconds to pick up trash. Because the longer that trash there is there, but if the longer that trash is there, the more it's going to cause harm to wildlife, fish, whatever. It ain't good for the wildlife. It ain't good for the fishing. It ain't good for the lakes or rivers. It just more pollution that's got to be cleaned up by other people if we don't do it. But I'd like to see us make a statement. Yeah, buy the grabbers and pick them up. Buy gloves. Wear gloves if you want. Hey, Lau. Use whatever device you want to pick them up, even if it's a stick with a nail in it. You see it? Pick it up. Put it in a trash bag. Let's help the Fish and Wildlife, Corps of Engineers, the city parks, and all that. Pick up that trash. Let them know that it's not just their duty. Yeah, get a box of rubber gloves. And if you can't find rubber gloves, go to Walmart, go to Ace Hardware, go to Harbor Freight, go to Lowe's or Home Depot, and buy one of those trash picker uppers and use it. If you see line, fishing line, pick it up. You might get a sinker off of it. You might get a swivel or a hook out of it. You might get tackle. But pick up the line. You never know what's on the other end of it. You might even pull a fishing rod in out of the lake. Because if you don't pick up that fishing line, you can hurt. You can almost bet. And you can almost bet that a duck or some other bird or something's going to get tangled up in that and can drown in the lake or river. You know, and if you can trip on that line, just think what it's going to do a duck, a seagull, a waterfowl, an eagle, a hawk, or whatever gets that gets that land around their feet and around their wings, and they fall face first in that water and they can't get out. Exactly, Dan. Now, DNR in Illinois, they're starting to put out a 3-inch PVC tube on the lakes and rivers around here that are meant to collect fishing line. And if we can get our anglers to put their fishing line in it instead of on the bank, that'd be a whole different story. But a lot of them, when they're on the bank in that fishing line collector thing is up there by the parking lot, they're not going to walk up there to put it in there. Yeah, but Illinois just started putting out a 4-foot long PVC pipe with an elbow up top, and where you can put your line up there in the top when it's full, and just stuff it in there that way. But education. Let's educate people. Ask them if they would do that. Oh, I'm not going to go that far. But when you see someone dump trash on the ground and they keep walking away, don't get mad. Just walk over there, pick it up, put it in the trash bag. Don't get into a yelling match over it. Don't get into a fight over it. Just pick it up, put it in the trash bag, and go about fishing. Harris, it's hazardous trip-in access for anybody of any age. Yeah, Dan. I've done that. I've had to do that at lakes and put them in my pocket and forgot it was there. Reach in for my pocket knife that I stuck in there, and I pulled out all that fishing line, and I had to cut my knife out of that fishing line with a pair of scissors. Which I'm glad I brought it home. I just forgot it was in there when I stuffed that knife in that pocket. Just remember, if you're bringing fishing line home in your pocket, But check your pockets before you stick something in your pocket. At the time, I didn't have anything to put the fishing line in, so I figured I'd just stick it in one of my pockets and just take it out and throw it out when I get home from restringing my reels. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do. And if you haven't shared this out, please do. I know Tina Ladybug was supposed to be on tonight as a guest, but she had technical difficulties. So instead of her being on, I'm going to reschedule for a later date with her. And I turned this into a open mic. David Smith, I'm not making this a one weekend deal. This is a daily fishing trip challenge. So when you go out fishing, every time you go, take trash bags with you, put them in trash, put it on a scale, you get the weights, take pictures of it. And at the end of the month, this is a month-to-month challenge to be picking up trash and getting them on weight. And you can win a $25 gift card. And want to be outdoors, said he's going to put another gift card in on this challenge. Hey, James Alba, how are you doing? This is a challenge for everybody, not just volunteers. Exactly, Pat. Wow, that's exactly what I was saying. Exactly, wow. If you have grocery store trash bags or gas station plastic trash bags, use them. Let's clean up our lakes and our rivers and our creeks. Don't let this stuff get washed down into fish and ducks and birds and the waterfowl and fowl alike that it can hurt or kill. Let's do something about it. We all go to the rivers and lakes and fish. We're our own volunteers. We see it every time we go fishing. We have the choice to put them in trash bags or shopping bags, whatever. Put them on the scale, get a picture of them, or a picture of the weight and the bag, and keep them for the end of the month and get your total weights all together. Send it to me to my email. Because this is something that was started before I came on YouTube Live. And thanks to Lau, he was able to contact the person that started and get me their blessings on picking it back up and doing it. And this is thinking outside the box. Yes. Is it something I want to keep doing? Yes. Do I want to see this thing grow from city to city, to state, nationwide? Yes. I'd like to see people in their own city start doing this challenge as well. So, Lyle, who was your guest Monday night? Hey, you never know what you're going to find. Oh, cool. Monday night, just be James and Lyle. They'll be talking about flatheads. But David, like I was saying, if you go to pick up trash and you pick up an old minnow bucket, you might get lucky and find tackle. You never know until you go picking up trash or whatever. And please, everybody, go Wednesday night, the Patriot Catfishers of America on Wednesday night. Show him some support and love. Let's share him out because his numbers have been low the last couple of weeks. Let's get more people to go in and show him love and talk with him and help him out. See? You guys don't know what you're going to find until you start picking up trash. And it might be something that you need that you can use in your tackle. It could be probably sinkers, cut hooks, a flame knife in a case. Who knows? That too, old boys outdoors. If you don't pick up trash, leave this fishing spot that you went to better than when you found it. And welcome, old boys outdoors. If you're new in chat, please hit the subscribe, the bell icon, and the thumbs up. Yeah, but you never know what you're going to find until you go out there and be picking them up. Because a lot of people will throw minnow buckets out and forget that they have their tackle in there, and it could be you that finds anywhere from $50 to $100, $50 to $75 in tackle on the bag. Or you might pick up a cigarette pack, open it up, and there could be money inside it. You never know. Yeah, you never know what you're going to find when the river recedes and you're walking down the bank picking up trash. You never know what you're going to find, what you're going to see. Whatever's in that cast net could be a dead fish, a dead bird that got trapped in it. nets, cast nets, and fishing line are the worst case scenarios for waterfowl. Hey, Lyle, I do have a question. I will message you later about. Because I'm trying to figure out something how to take care of one particular part of the trash, and maybe this person can help me. Hey, Tina Ladybug, how you doing? How are the kids doing? Tina, we'll get you rescheduled in 4 weeks. Aren't you lucky getting 2 days off work? I'll try to get you rescheduled in 4 or 5 weeks, Tina. Since you had technical difficulties tonight. Bag it all up, whether it's been from flooding or if it came down the river or if it's from a fisherman. It don't matter. Let's get it all bagged and picked up. If it's from flooding, it's just going to keep going down the river. If we can pick it up and get it from the flooding and get the cast nets that are left when the water recedes and pick them up and put them in the trash, heck, cut the sinkers off the bottom. You can use them as weights. And if it has a lead line on it, take the lead line off of it, and you got another rope. Hey, Lori, how you doing? Probably a little blurry. I have to clean my lens. Hold on, let me try cleaning the lens off a little bit. Is that better? But I hope everybody. I know I get a lot of support from the thoughts of this trash bag challenge. And this is something I'd like to see take off. There's a lot of us that'd like to see this take off. JNS, if you've not been in my live streams before, you know my live streams have gone for a while. But if no one else wants to come up on screen, I'm gonna post a link in there one more time. See if anybody wants to come up and talk catfishing. Freaked out when I went to clean the lens. Wow. Good night, Lori. Lori, I hope you had a wonderful birthday. I did not trying to kill a cat. Lori, I hope you had a wonderful birthday. And we'll be going back to the bait shop to see if they have your rod holders this Friday. Yeah, do some labs, JNS Outdoors. I am going to get my great nephew's channel ID page on YouTube and share him out because he is he went to college for robotics and he's really good with fixing computers and all that. So as soon as I get his YouTube page up and find it, I will be posting it in my description for him. So if you guys have any questions or problems with computers, you can be able to go over and talk to him, find a way to see about how he can contact him and talk to him about that stuff. He's really good at fixing arcade games, so yeah. Dan, what gets me is people have shopping bags in their cars that are empty that they just throw away that they could use for picking up. There's plastic shopping bags that they get from the gas stations and the grocery stores that they have in the cars that are empty. They could use them to pick up the trash off the lakes and rivers. Exactly. People have their shopping bags that's land on the floorboard of their cars that are empty that they could be using to pick up trash. Instead of opening the door and kicking them out. Well, see, Jay, and that's the reason why I'm not getting more subs is because I'm not promoting my channel like everybody else is. I'm going outside the box and bringing in other smaller channels to get them promoted and boost their channels up. Yeah, exactly. Keep up for trash. Let's motivate other anglers to get in on this and start picking up the trash as well. Who's going to be a natural? Oh, JNS? I'm sure he will be a natural. Oh, me? Thank you. Yeah, I agree with that, Mike. Mark. Well, JNS, like Catfish and Crappie says, lives get hours and videos get subs. Thumbnails get clicks. Natural, I know what you meant, Dan. I was just giving you a little grief. But if no one wants to come up on panel, up on screen and talk, I will end this live. We've been going at it for 3.5 hours. And I will see you Monday night in Catfish Weekly, then in Catfish and Crappies Live. And I'll catch you in the chats throughout the week. And hopefully I will be able to go night fishing Saturday night. Good night, Mark. Can't wait to see you go fishing again. Good night, everybody. Tight lines. Go out and catch a giant.